Roger, Eagle. Go for landing, over. Roger, understand. Go for landing. Eagle looking great. Houston, the Eagle has landed.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Giant Size Two-Fisted Manly Tales closeout party with my partner in crime, Chuck Dixon.
Hey, you're an award winner? What award did you win?
I picked a good wife. That was a good award.
Oh, there you go. There you go. What did she win?
Argue that.
What did she win?
She won the booby prize. She has to deal with me.
Our poor wives.
Oh, I know. Oh, so in case anybody's wondering, we are closing out Giant Size Two-Fisted Manly Tales number 2 tonight, and this is really a pre-order. This is your last chance to pre-order these books because the files are at the printer. So this is going to be a really fast turnaround. Tomorrow morning, we'll have our final numbers of how many books we need to order, and those will go to the printer, and then we're just on their schedule. And as soon as they print the stuff out, ship them to us, we begin fulfillment. So don't wait, guys. This is it. This is the best price you're going to get on these books because anything left over goes up on the website. It's more expensive. So, you want to jump on it, and you're supporting independence like Chuck and I. So that's a good thing too.
Support good comics.
Yeah. So how's your Friday night going so far?
So far, fine. I did a little writing today, and here I am. So,
nice.
Yeah.
I didn't get much done today. I did a show
I was on
earlier.
social media too. I was taking breaks from writing and hitting the social media, hitting the emails.
Yeah. When you're closing out, there's a lot of plates spinning.
Yeah, I kept updating my graphics as we went up $1,000.
Right.
A couple of times today we made $1,000 jumps. So
yeah, this campaign has been like the little engine that could. I was a little worried early on, and then over this last week, people have really, really come to it. And being on the Jack show last night was great. Great promotion.
Yeah, like I told you, I really enjoyed that appearance.
Yeah, they're good folks, and the fans were great to us, and we really appreciate it as we close out this celebration of toxic masculinity.
Yes. All the negative male stereotypes are here on display, and possibly more to show up.
Yeah, well, they're only negative to the lefties that kind of thing triggers.
Exactly, and that's why they're important.
Exactly. That's why I use the word toxic too, because it triggers them, because they use it as a pejorative against anything that is masculine, period. And they have to throw this in, toxic masculinity. No. This is the stuff that build empires, that build cities, that build civilization, that protects the world. It's something that should be celebrated and not knocked down and marginalized.
Yeah. Pioneer spirit, manifest destiny.
Right.
We didn't get to the moon by knitting.
Wait, we got to the moon?
Oh, I have that discussion way too many times. Don't start that.
Tell me about it. It's crazy. I can't understand the idiocy of people that actually buy into the fact that it was a hoax.
Right.
My father-in-law worked on the rocks that came back from the Apollo 11 when he worked for Calspan.
Wow.
And there's material in there you don't find on Earth. It's just crazy to think, you could build these giant rockets and we can send them to space, but we didn't go to the moon.
No, couldn't reach it.
Yeah.
You only got halfway there, and then we faked it. How many more times?
Right.
And then Russia, or Soviet Union, and China never called us on it.
Right. Well, now that India, the Chandra ship has been circling the moon, it's taking pictures of the Apollo landing stuff. You can see the landing craft. You can see the shadow of it. You can see the tire marks from the car. All this stuff. It's not.
You can probably find the golf balls if they looked hard enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just love the fact that India is doing this. I as much as I'm like, USA, I would love it if India was the next country to land a man on the moon.
And not China.
Not China, not Russia.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be great.
It would be. It would be.
One giant step for mankind. All of a sudden, the moon is overpopulated.
There's a kebab shop. It's there's a chain of convenience stores.
Garbage all over the place.
Yeah. We love you, India. We really do. We do. I have a lot of respect for the Indian people. World's largest democracy.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm one of my guilty pleasures is like scrolling through these feeds on Instagram when I got nothing to do. If I'm sitting out having a cigar, I'll just scroll through, watch these dopey videos and stuff like that. And one of the things that kept coming through my feed was like these trains in India, where people are packed in the train, they're packed on the train,
right?
I mean, on the roof.
Yeah.
They're sitting up there with their luggage and everything, and it's like, and then they're showing all this like plastic and stuff and bottles and stuff, and they just sweep it out right out into the ground. It's like there's too many people in a small area, and they can't clean it up. It's a weird thing.
The second biggest employer in the world is the Indian railroad system.
Is that right?
Yeah, right after the People's Republic of China Army. Is the Indian, railroad system. So
I believe that
it's huge. It literally ties that country together. It's pretty amazing.
Wow. Have you ever been to India?
Nah. I watch a lot of Bollywood movies, as you know, but I've never been to India.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to look up a lot of reference when we were working on the Graphics India projects.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you go to India, if you're white, you're in danger of coming back a complete asshole because all you do is talk about India for 6 months. So, like somehow you've absorbed their culture in 10 days.
It's a huge country. It's a huge country.
Well, it's a subcontinent, as they say.
Yeah.
The devil of a place, old man.
It's where we get India Pale Ale.
Yeah. Well, we Sergio and I we were at MegaCon and we got an Uber back to the hotel and we had a driver from India, and this guy, he spoke 6 languages and 5 of them were Indian dialects.
Wow.
So because they have like hundreds of languages there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And his English was impeccable. It was better than Sergio's. Sergio, if you happen to be watching, I love you. I kid because I love. He started asking his driver questions, and me and Gavin were in the back seat, and Sergio's in the suicide seat, and he's asking this guy all kinds of questions, like inappropriate, but the guy's taking it well. They're both laughing. They're both yucking it up. And Sergio says, he turns to me and he goes, "This is where my wife would be kicking me in the leg." I was like, "Sergio, you're only getting away with this because you're an immigrant too."
Oh, that's funny. Like most people, I always thought Sergio was Brazilian. I didn't know he was Italian.
Yeah, he's Italian. Well, he's from Brazil, but he's Italian.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing about South America. I mean, when I visited Buenos Aires, I was standing in the mall one time. The Villagrans wanted to go to the mall, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to sit in the food court, watch people go by. And I'm watching people go by, and I was like, I feel like I'm in Canada. I mean, I'm seeing Italians, Germans, Irish, every kind of person on the planet. It's more diverse, South America or Latin America is than we imagine it is.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I know there's a large German enclave actually, that came out after the war. And it's like Tyrolean style towns. Well,
yeah, I mean, there were Germans in South America and Mexico, I mean, American music, they call it German band music in Mexico. So there were a lot of Germans here even before World War II.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of Germans in the United States. I mean, at one point, the majority of the population in the United States was of German descent.
I married one.
There you go. There you go. She keeps you in line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very ordered.
Alles in Ordnung.
Yes. What bothers me is when I wake up and she wants to see my papers.
Wakes you up every morning. House.
These papers are not in order. Back to bed with you, Nolan.
Oh man.
Oh. Let's take a peek at our campaign and see where we're at. We had 200 backers yesterday, and we've got 40 more backers since then. We've really bumped this thing up. We have 6 hours to go on it. I should refresh it, see if we have anything new.
About an hour ago, we were $3 short of 27,000, so I donated $3.
I know, I saw it. I said to Julie, "Look at this! Chuck just rounded us out to 27,000."
I wanted us to open tonight at 27,000. So,
well, we're opening at 27,340. So
there you go. Boom.
That's a good thing.
Could we go to 30?
Yeah, it's very possible we could hit 30 tonight, and that would be awesome if you guys could help us get there. I'm
going to say this early on that Butch Geiss's family does benefit from this,
right?
So they're partners in this endeavor,
right? Chuck and Butch own the copyright to this story. So, JDC, hey. Great meeting you at Greenville Con and getting all my Compass Comics books signed for free. Hope you can make it to Heroes Con in Charlotte. Me too. I'm working on it, bud. I'm working on it. But now I see last night. Was it last night? And I was no, it wasn't last night. It was the last time I was streaming on my channel. My live and my starred things across the top were missing, and I couldn't find the super chats. It was annoying.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was weird. So it's back up, so that's good. But okay, so let's go. Let's talk a little bit about what the story's about and what prompted this story for you, Chuck.
Well, like a lot of guys my age, grew up with in my own family, World War II vets. All of my friends at school, their dads were World War II vets. Mm-hmm. So I would hear these stories, and I would always hear about how they were all being ready, at the close of the war in Europe to go to Japan for the invasion of Japan. Because obviously the public didn't know about the atomic weapons program. And it's an event that very nearly happened. We very nearly had to invade Japan. The United States was going to have to go it alone. Our allies, they had been at war much longer than us, and they weren't going with us. Mm-hmm. And
they were done.
They were done. Britain was exhausted. I mean, seriously. So, this story posits, what if the Manhattan Project failed? And it fails rather disastrously in this story. And what if we had to invade Japan? And I based it largely on declassified documents from the United States military for Operation Olympus, which would have been the invasion of the southernmost home island of Japan. That's how the campaign was going to begin. And then I also got to read the Japanese defense plans for defending the home islands. And what they paint is a nightmare scenario. The projections on our side was it was going to take 3 years to take Japan, and 1 million dead, American dead, untold numbers of Japanese dead, definitely in the millions, if not 10 million or more. And Graham, you always tell the story about the Purple Hearts. I'm going to leave that to you.
Yeah, yeah. The government was expecting to have to go into mainland Japan. And so they had to started producing Purple Hearts for those soldiers that were going to be wounded. And up until about 20 years ago, every Purple Heart handed out since 1945 in Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, Iraq, were all minted in 1944 or 1945 for the expected invasion.
Yeah. So I mean, our story kicks off January 1946, the invasion of the southernmost island, and lots of historical figures are in it: Robert Oppenheimer, Harry Truman, George Patton, George Bush, who was a Navy pilot, World War II, and John Wayne.
That's right.
Appears here. John Wayne finally, in our World War II fantasy, enlists in the Army. But it's a real epic, and Butch and I, painstaking research on all of it, because we're both history nuts, or Butch was a history nut as well as I was, and we got some help from Larry Hama, who suggested some reference books on Japanese military equipment to me, because that stuff's kind of hard to find.
Ah, okay.
You can get dozens and dozens of books about the Germans in World War II. It's very hard to find detailed information on Japanese weaponry, with the kind of clear images that we need. And as I mentioned before, I mean, we had pictures of Japanese standard issue cigarette lighters for the military. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we had everything we needed, because Larry helped us out. He suggested some books that I would never have known about.
Yeah, were those old books that you had to
find?
No,
they were relatively recent. Because I reached out to him and said, I'm having a hard time here, and he goes, well, it was a book published within the last 5 years. It was a massive, like, coffee table book in Japanese, but it showed all of the equipment.
Wow.
So I mean, just color photographs, archival photographs from military collectors. So it was like everything wow. You could imagine that a Japanese soldier might carry.
So did you buy that book?
Oh yeah. I jumped all over it.
Cool.
So, it really is. I mean, my library of World War II in Europe is like huge. My library, Japanese, very small, because it just isn't that much available.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of the photograph, I remember, like I had some books that I've kept for years, like The Rise and Fall of Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan. And a lot of the pictures are really grainy or not in focus, So like if you're trying to look at, where the safety is on that rifle, those things, it's hard to see, and you have to extrapolate or make it up if you can't find the clear stuff, but
see, I've got shelves of these kind of books from a French company, and they go into massive detail on everything.
Oh, look at that. Let me see the cover of that.
This is just one on D-Day.
Oh, okay. And
I have them on like U-boats, the British in Africa, and the pictures are like top notch, and they'll do these, uniform recreations. They'll have archival photographs, which of course I can't find any right now. They published a book just on the Jeep a couple of years ago. I sent one to Bo. I think it's one of his favorite books. But see, they'll get models to model the equipment.
Right.
So these, and as you can see, this one's been used for reference a few times.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things I always enjoyed working when we were working together on stuff, is that if you wrote stuff that required some bizarre reference, you always attached it to the script.
Yeah, if I'm going to ask you to draw something crazy, I'm going to give you some pictures of it, or at least guide you to a website where you can look at pictures.
Yeah, that is for the artist. That's super helpful.
Yeah, I mean, I do it largely in an interest to get things right, but the other reason is, it's helpful. I mean, otherwise you got to go looking. That seems to be too much to ask for. If I'm being so persnickety, I'm asking for a particular weapon or a particular car. Least I can do is show you some pictures of them. Hey, look, we went up again.
What'd you say?
We went up again. Our number.
Oh yeah. When I refreshed it, we went up. We got another backer. Went up to 27,400. So.
Thank you, sir or madam.
Yes. Let's get her. Let's get her to 30K and close this bad boy out.
All right.
That would be awesome sauce. So we were talking about war movies last night on Cecil's show. And there was one. We were talking about World War II movies in particular because that's what this book is. But there was one that I saw on Netflix. It's a Netflix film. The battle or siege at Jadotville. Have you seen?
Yeah, I saw that.
I really like that about the Irish guys working for the UN and trying to hold this place in Africa. And based on a true story. And these guys got castigated and got caught in the meat grinder of politics and yeah.
Was that the Mau Mau uprising they were caught in? I can't remember.
Well, the French were there.
Okay.
And they were fighting, with these Africans. I can't remember. It's been a while since I saw it, but I remember.
Yeah. I saw it. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It's on Netflix. If any of you guys want to check it out, it's I think it's called Siege at Jadotville.
It's Siege at Jadotville. There's another really good. There's an Australian Vietnam movie called Danger Close. That's really good. Danger
Close?
Maybe that's not. No, Danger Close. That's a British POW movie. Oh man, what's it called? I'll find it.
Okay. We got a bunch of different contribution levels here. We have 2 hardcovers. It's the same book, different covers. One is this beautiful painting by Butch. One is this illustration by me. And then that cover B you can also get signed by Chuck and I. And then you have a trade paperback if you want something a little less expensive, without the bells and whistles, as it were. This is the catch-up package if you missed out on the first Two-Fisted Manly Tales, which is really awesome, guys. This one's 114 pages, anthology, and there's 10 different stories in it. By 5 writers and 10 artists, some of the best guys in the business. It's really excellent. So if you missed that, you can get the 2 books together here. And then a signed catch-up package, signed by Chuck and I. And then there's the hardcover set, which is the 2 hardcovers from this particular campaign that are both signed by Chuck and I. So good stuff here. It's a pretty basic campaign. We're really just pushing a great story that was written by Chuck and illustrated by the late great Butch Geis, our pal. So check this out, guys.
And the movie was called Danger Close.
It was okay.
Yeah. It's a real good small unit action film about the Australians in Vietnam.
Okay. What's the worst war movie you ever saw?
Oh boy. Oh boy. There was a really bad, like Roger Corman produced paratrooper movie.
Oh yeah.
When I was a kid. And we hated it. I saw it at a Saturday matinee and all the kids hated it because they introduced this character called Cowboy. And we loved this guy Cowboy, and then they killed him off within the first 15 minutes.
Oh.
So there was a lot of jujubes thrown at the screen. During that showing. But
what year was that made? Like 70s?
Yeah, I probably no. I saw it like probably 63, but I think it was made like late 50s. They used to show us any kind of crap at Saturday matinee, so they really took their chances.
I miss the old double features.
I love double features.
Yeah, we talked about the Planet of the Apes, which that's the show I'm doing right now for the landing party. We're doing all the Planet of the Apes movies, and I got to see the first Planet of the Apes movie with the last Planet of the Apes movie as a double feature when the last one, Battle, came out. And as a kid, 12 years old, it was so cool to go to a movie and sit there and get 2 movies of the same theme.
Yeah.
I saw a Godzilla movie with War of the Gargantuas,
Wow.
and it's funny how you go to see the one movie and then you find out the other one's better,
Yeah, I saw the first 2 together on a double bill. And I know. I mean, like I saw Batman 66 when it came out at a Saturday matinee, and all the kids left when it was over. and I stayed. You can't get me out of a movie theater if they're going to show another movie. And the next movie was Big Hand for a Little Lady, which is a really good Western about an epic poker game.
Who's in that?
Henry Fonda, Joanne Woodward, Jason Robards.
Oh, good cast.
It's a good movie. It really is a good movie. But and then another one I often talk about, the weird double feature they showed us. This is Saturday Matinee. This is all kids, right?
Yeah.
It shows Good Neighbor Sam, a Jack Lemmon comedy that ends at a bordello, and then they showed us Failsafe.
Wow.
And Failsafe scared the living crap out of us.
Oh yeah.
That theater, Saturday matinees back then, screaming, yelling, running up down the aisles. You could have heard a pin drop at the end of that movie.
Oh my Lord, I can't even.
We got it. We slowly understood what this movie was about.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember one time in Saturday Matinee they showed us The Ugly American, Marlon Brando. Saturday Matinee for kids.
Yeah.
It's a wonder the theater still stood. I mean, we had a virtual riot for 2 hours.
What's the one? I always get it confused with Failsafe because it's about a government coup.
7 Days in May.
7 Days in May. Yeah. I really like that one a lot.
Well, yeah, Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas face to face, man. That can't be.
Yeah, and Edmund O'Brien is great in it as the senator.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Excuse me.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that would be a double feature.
A downer double feature.
7 Days in May and Failsafe.
I'll tell you, the most downer double feature I ever saw was Mean Streets, the early Robert De Niro film, early Scorsese film, and Badlands.
Oh.
The Charles Starkweather murders. And that was a double bill. It's like, holy crap.
Well,
you want to go kill yourself.
The weirdest one that I saw was Bed Knobs and Broomsticks and Rio Lobo. I mean, I went to see Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, and I hated it. I was like, oh, this movie sucks, and then the next one comes up and it's John Wayne. I'm like, whoa, what's this,
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So that was the only John Wayne movie I got to see in the theater.
Wow, really? Yeah. I mean, I went to a Saturday matinee one time and it was a Vincent Price triple feature. I mean, we were with the cartoons and the features, we were there all day.
Wow.
And all the kids I went with got up to leave, and I'm like, hey, the evening feature starts in 20 minutes. And they're like, they all left. I said, well, tell my mom I stayed. And the evening feature was McClintock.
Oh.
And so I stayed. I saw the movie, and I'm walking out, and it's night now. And my dad is parked at the curb. And all he said was it any good? I said, yeah. You got to come back and see it. So,
did he ever go to see it?
Yeah. He never missed a John Wayne movie. I saw a lot of John Wayne movies with him.
Oh,
El Dorado, The Horse Soldiers. I mean, it was John Wayne we went. It was John Wayne or Jimmy Stewart we went to see it.
Yeah, I saw a lot of John Wayne movies with my dad too, but I saw him on TV with him.
Okay.
And I used to get to stay up late since I was the oldest because they used to show World at War and what was the Navy one? Victory at Sea.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So PBS would show those two shows together late at night, and my mom would let me get to stay up so that I could watch it with my dad, and she'd bring us TV dinners or something, and it was really cool. It's a great memory.
That is great. And it was educational.
Yeah, exactly. He would tell me about World War II a lot, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it's where I sort of developed my love for Westerns, John Wayne stuff, and just the historical aspects of World War II too. Yeah. My mom liked Westerns too. So if my dad didn't take me, she took me. I remember once she took me to see Sergeant's 3 because my dad hated Frank Sinatra. Oh,
he would not go see that movie. So she took me to see it. And then I remember one time my sister, I had 2 older sisters. My next oldest sister took me to the movies to see Yellowstone Kelly, It's a Clint Walker Western.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, why is she? There was always an ulterior motive with my sister Connie. Why is she taking me to the movies, right, on a matinee? I mean, this is not in character.
Was she meeting a boyfriend or something?
No, almost. 15 minutes in the movie, Ed Kooky Burns shows up on screen. I'm like, oh, okay, that's why she took me to the movies.
You mean he showed up live for?
No, he showed up in the movie.
Oh, in the movie. Okay.
Yeah. He's like Clint Walker's annoying sidekick.
Okay. So. I remember my brother and I, the first John Wayne movie we ever saw was on TV. It was The Sons of Katie Elder. And there's a sequence where John Wayne goes back to the guy who took care of his father's funeral. And George Kennedy is a hired gun who comes into town, and he's a real psychopath. And he starts questioning this dude. And the guy won't answer him. And he starts, like, he grabs his head and he starts sticking his head into the water barrel. And he's drowning him. And he's like got this crazy giggle. He's like, he's drowning him. And John Wayne had just been talking to the guy, and he had another question for him. And he turns around, and he walks back in there, and he goes like this. He sees him, and he walks over to the barrel where they have axe handles, and he grabs the axe handle and he goes, "Hey!" And George Kennedy turns around, and he goes, wham, right in the face with this axe handle. And as a kid, I'm like, oh my God, that is the greatest hit I have ever seen. And to this day, it still is. I mean, it was a backhand shot. It was, hey,
wham. Yeah.
Just right into his face and laid him out. It was so cool. I was like, okay, I'm a John Wayne fan. That's it.
I remember that scene. Well, everybody remembers that scene if you saw it.
Yeah.
That's one my mom took me to see. We were in Stone Harbor, New Jersey. She took me to see that one.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you saw it at the theater. Yeah. That's even better to see it on the big screen. I mean, you really got the impact.
Yeah. Those big, widescreen Westerns with all the vistas and all the rest of it. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good
I
stuff.
love going to the movies was a lot more fun back then, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I just went to the movies recently, first time in 14 years. So, but
what brought you out? What movie did you have to see?
Colin, my oldest boy, bought us tickets to Kill Bill: The Whole Bloody Affair. So,
what is that? The two movies spliced together? Or?
Two movies together with some added footage. The fight at the Blue Leaves is in color because they made it in black and white, so they wouldn't get an NC-17 first time around.
Oh.
And then the big surprise is at the end, and this sounds really weird, but it was great. There's an animated short, but featuring some of the Kill Bill characters, and it's a Fortnite themed animated short. But it worked. It was written by Tarantino. It was good, and it was like a missing chapter of the story.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really weird, but it was good.
Was this like some special Fathom event or IMAX thing? Or
it wasn't Fathom because it was on 70 millimeter film.
Oh,
it wasn't digitally projected. So I guess it was like this one day special event.
Huh. Those are fun to go to.
Yeah, because you're with a dedicated crowd. They're going to be quiet. They're not going to be on the phone. So
yeah. We have a local theater here that had contacted me around Halloween because the guy who runs the theater is a fan of my 31 Days of Monsters.
Oh, wow.
And he wanted to know if I wanted to do, some kind of thing at the theater, maybe introduce like a couple of my favorite movies, like as a double feature. So I got to choose what movies I wanted to show. And so I picked Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein and The Thing from Another World.
Oh, man.
How's that for a double feature?
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. I am so jealous.
So I got up in front of the audience and, I mean, unfortunately, there couldn't have been more than 15 people there.
Wow.
To show up for this thing. It's like, God, you're getting to see these classic movies on the big screen. I mean, why wouldn't you come out for it? It's.
I would have driven 100 miles to see that double feature.
Oh, I know.
No, are they digitally projected or were they on film?
I believe they were digitally projected.
Yeah, I saw The Thing from Another World on film on a big screen.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Yeah,
it was just as effective then as it was when it was first released.
Yeah,
the audience jumped at all the right parts.
Yeah, there's scenes now that have been re-added back into that, and you can tell because the quality is they were cut out, and they happened to find some prints over in Europe or something like that, and so they've put them back in there, but you can definitely tell the quality isn't there.
Sounds like a job for AI.
Yeah, to clean it all up and stuff.
Yeah, I was not convinced about AI and film restoration until I saw the restoration of Aliens. I'm like, whoa. They couldn't have done it without AI, and man, that film looks so much better than even when it was in theaters.
When was this done?
I guess I got it like a year ago.
Okay.
There's a 4K, and apparently the story was Kodak put out a lot of like below quality film stock the year Aliens was made. And a lot of movies were made on this inferior film stock, and Aliens was one of them.
Okay.
So you got that weird blue tinge throughout the whole movie, and then scenes that didn't have to be grainy were really grainy. And the AI cleans them all up, and it makes it a much better film to watch. Much more,
I wonder if I have, because I have a 4K version of it. It's I get a lot of stuff I don't on like Fandango, so they're digital, my digital library. And they upgrade them sometimes to 4K. And I've watched it on my 4K set, and it looked freaking amazing, So I wonder if they did that, if I've got that or not, but that would be cool. They just recently did that with War of the Worlds, the original from 1953.
Yeah.
Removed all the wires.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I have that. I haven't rewatched it.
It's amazing. The color is gorgeous in that anyway, but now it's all cleaned up. It's super sharp, and all those annoying wires that you used to see holding up the spaceships are gone.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks super cool.
The thing is, when you see these 4K movies they restore, it's like, why did they bother with that? and then they hit one that you really love that almost nobody's ever heard of. You're like, yes, thank you. and 90% of the people out there going, what the hell's that? I mean, I just found out today they're doing a 4K set of all 3 Ginger Snaps movies, and I love those movies. They're werewolf movies about 2 sisters, and they're really good.
I never heard of those.
Man, they are good.
When did they come out?
90s.
Oh, okay.
They're high school girls, and the oldest sister turns into a werewolf at that time of the month. And they're funny and fast-paced. And then the third one, they didn't want to do another sequel, so they just reset it with those 2 characters in Revolutionary War America. For like no reason, but it's really good. It's really good.
Wow. That Eggers is making a movie like set in the 1400s or something called Werewolf.
Yeah, it'll probably be boring like all his other movies.
It will be slow, but he does have a creep factor in his films.
I don't know. His stuff just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
No, I don't get it.
You didn't enjoy seeing Nosferatu's penis?
No, I didn't like seeing any of Nosferatu. I mean, I like The Witch, but then I watched The Lighthouse, and I realized this guy's a one-trick pony.
I like The Witch, too.
Yeah, The Witch was good, because there's a lot of unexpected stuff, and I think he was restricted by budget, which always increases creativity.
Right.
And when you give them all the money in the world, they don't even bother anymore.
I saw, I didn't see The Lighthouse, but I saw.
Oh, God, don't.
Okay, but that seems to be the takeaway, that it's like an art film where it's about emotions and talking and nothing really happens. That's what I've heard. So you've
yeah, Robert Pattinson is one of those actors who actually needs material to be good. When he doesn't have the material, he's got all the personality of a paper cup. But if you ever see this movie called Rover that he's in, he's awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a childlike, man-child. It's a
Right.
post-apocalyptic thing.
Okay.
And he's great in that movie.
What was that Cormac McCarthy one? The Road.
The Road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a downer, but I read the book too, and
the book is incredible.
Yeah, the book was really good.
I bought that book at Target,
Mm-hmm.
my local Target, and I sat down in the coffee shop. Just you buy a book, you look through it.
Sure.
I started on page 1. I didn't get up until I was done.
Really?
So I think Elma thought I went missing.
Yeah, that's not a thin book either.
No, I read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. I could not get up until I knew how this thing ended.
Wow, you're like Julie. Julie's like that. You know, she'll start a book at like 9 o'clock at night. You know, and she'll just keep going. And I'm like, I can't start a book at 9 o'clock. I'll read 2 paragraphs and I'll reread them again 4 times. Because my eyes are just going.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm the same way. I can't read a book at night, but I can read during the day.
Yeah. The morning is the best.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Florida. The lanai is my reading room.
Oh, nice.
Out there in the sunshine, reading a book.
Oh, I hate you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rub that in. I promised I wouldn't bring that up.
So. Been trying to get back there for 30 years, and now I got a grandbaby that lives here. So,
anchor baby. You got your own anchor baby.
Exactly. Just when I got the anchor up onto the boat and I'm ready to put it at a neutral.
Yeah. Well, they won't take away your New York citizenship now. Unfortunately.
I would gladly trade that. For a Florida citizenship.
Oh man. Crazy.
Let's see where we're at here. Let's see what kind of movement. Right. 242.
Okay, we're still there.
245. Got 3 more backers. 27, 715. Outstanding.
We must be more interesting than we think we are.
They just like to listen in our conversations. Hey, I want to share something with you and the guys in the chat here, because everybody knows what a monster fan I am, right? Let's share this tab. Okay. This is cool. It's called Living with Monsters, Godzilla found footage. Billy had posted this in a group that we're in, and he's going to be in a minute, actually. But let's just show a little bit of this, and you'll get the gist.
This is the blast of the hydrogen bomb, which has inaugurated a new and menacing era in the history of man. Monsters. But where did this all truly begin? Some point to the age of dinosaurs. Others point to Godzilla, the first major encounter between mankind and the monsters. Hello, I'm Gene Maldonado, and I'm going to be your guide through this strange new world we face ahead. This is Living with Monsters.
Look at that. Isn't that awesome?
I love it, man. I love it. Even the music.
Oh, absolutely.
They would have shown us this in school.
Monsters, or as scientists have labeled them, superfauna, have been...
Remember when you would show up to class and you'd walk into the class and you see the projector set up and you're like, yes, we're getting a movie today.
Doesn't matter how boring it is.
I don't care, but imagine if it was something like this, man. I'd get straight fucking A's.
A common part of our world for nearly 7 years now. 17 attacks on populated land. Currently, there are 5 active species of superfauna classified as a threat to mankind. That would include Godzilla, Anguirus, Canura, Gorgo, and finally, Manda. But where did they come from?
I'm just curious, like, okay, so you've got these Japanese ones. You got Manda, but they throw Gorgo in, which was a British production.
Yeah, I love Gorgo.
You know, and Manda. I mean, you know, that was like a knockoff monster. You know.
Yeah.
I love the obscurity of it. You know.
Yeah, they did their homework.
Sightings of monsters have been recorded since the beginning of man. Ancient artifacts depict strange, weird creatures associated with death.
The music.
But the world was first introduced to monsters in the motion picture phenomenon King Kong.
Prepare for a voyage to an island of death, a land of terror and danger. A prehistoric world.
See, they blew it there because having that camera zoom in and out was not something you'd ever see in the 1930s.
Right.
You know, and the handheld stuff. You know, so that was a mistake there, an AI mistake.
Today. See the battle of the Titans. Wild, weird, wonderful. Stuff for which movies are made.
Son of Kong.
King Kong attracted viewers from around the world. At the premiere, Carl Denham showcased two native creatures from the island as proof. The public was stunned by the documentary film.
The documentary film.
There would be no new developments in the field of superfauna until 4 years later, when the hydrogen bomb testing continued in the Bikini Atoll. While the tests were successful, no one could have prepared for what came next. Washed ashore in a small Japanese village was a gargantuan reptile. Gojira, or Godzilla, as he's called in the West, is a dinosaur-like species believed to be hidden in the Pacific for millions of years, until the hydrogen bomb testing brought it to the surface. Scientists classified the creature as a member of the superfauna ecosystem, a group of extremely large animal species. Small fishing villages in Japan had already been aware of the creatures for centuries, but kept it a secret from the outside world. The most extreme of these called themselves Kaiju Kai, a cult that not only believed the monsters to be deities, but would occasionally sacrifice their own members to the sea as a peace offering. A few days later, after the corpse washed ashore, another Godzilla sunk 2 ships near Tokyo Bay and began its path of destruction towards the city. Preparations were set as Tokyo braced for the creature's landfall. They developed the anti-Godzilla wall that would surround the coastline and deter the creature with high voltages of electricity. Unfortunately, initial reports had miscalculated the size of the creature, assuming it to be that of a similar mass of the one that washed ashore.
That looks so cool in black and white, doesn't it?
Seriously. Wow.
I just want to say for the record, Aaron Lopresti hates Godzilla, and Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Something wrong with that boy. He needs to be deported.
Yeah,
it's un-American.
I want to check his green card. You know, Lopresti. That sounds Italian.
He could be an undesirable alien.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like an American name. It sounds like an Italian name.
Yeah, I blame his parents.
His mom did used to watch Star Trek with him. So,
okay. Well, she tried. She tried.
Yeah, she tried, you know, but sometimes there's a bad seed, you know.
I mean, I just don't understand that.
I know. You know, I think with Abbott and Costello, I think it's because he never saw it as a kid.
Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, he only saw it recently. Like he sat and watched it for the first time with his daughter like last year.
But
so
did she like it?
No, she hated it.
Oh man, it's in the blood then.
Yeah, so maybe you know you wouldn't find the gags as funny, you know, if you see it for the first time as a 60-year-old. So I'll give him a little pass there. But Godzilla, I mean, come on, who doesn't love Godzilla?
The rage, the fury. It was unlike anything our world had ever felt.
Wow.
No conventional weaponry could stop the monster. Professor Kyoe Yamane theorized that what washed ashore was an infant of the species, and what Tokyo faced was in fact the parent. He also believed that the city lights may have been provoking to Godzilla. That theory would be put to the test as Godzilla returned later that week. A citywide shutdown was enacted, resulting in Godzilla appearing to have no interest.
Billy, you are not in the back room.
No, I was just getting my phone to text you.
Hey, buddy, we're watching that video that you sent to our private chat.
Yeah, William showed me this. Isn't it great? I think it's terrific.
Yeah, but this is a lot of fun. You know?
Yeah. I gotta tell you something though, man. Like with that Lopresti, that mustache Pete Dago, whatever the hell he is, you know, him not liking Abbott Costello, meets Frankenstein. It's like seeing Destroy All Monsters as a 60-year-old. You can't see that as a 60-year-old. You got to see it as an 8-year-old, and then it'll be with you forever, and you'll just love it. Even though the monsters aren't in as much as they should be.
Right.
The chick is pretty cute, but you know, but
the best Godzilla movies are the ones where the human backstory are fun. You know, like what's that one? It used to be called Godzilla versus the Sea Monster, but then that's not the Japanese title. It's where he fights the giant crab.
Yeah, the 55 one, like the second one they made.
No. This is from the early 60s. And the backstory, the human backstory is this guy's looking for his brother, and so they end up stealing this boat because they hook up with this thief who's running from the cops, and these young guys and this thief end up on this island in the stolen boat, and the island is where Godzilla's living. But there's this like clandestine group of people, the red somebodies, that are doing some kind of shit on the island, and they're taking slaves as workers, and his brother ended up there, and so there's this little backstory here, which is kind of fun, as meanwhile Godzilla's on the island, destroying shit and fighting a giant shrimp.
Yeah.
A giant shrimp.
Yeah.
Giant shrimp. Yeah. Some of them were, like, what was the one from Destroy All Monsters? Like a giant T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
And he just run at you with his head and bat you with the head with his head. Where's this guy come from?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I love this. Like I said, my son showed it to me. He's like, this, and I'm like, well, this is CGI. He's like, no, it's not. This is animated by hand. I'm like, it's not.
What we're watching here?
Yeah, it's got to be CGI, right? I mean,
all the King Kong stuff is CGI.
Well, but the one thing I love about this is when he does his atomic breath or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel that, right? I mean, that is just destroys swaths of things.
It looks really cool in black, kind of grainy black and white too. It takes you back to Gojira, when they first saw it on, PIX or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's watch a little more.
The United Nations held an emergency meeting.
And there's stock footage that they throw in there too.
The images of Godzilla's power and devastation shocked the panel of leaders.
I'm shocked.
The hydrogen bomb became a topic of discussion on how to eliminate Godzilla. The UN launched a joint mission between countries, codenamed Operation Kismet. Its existence a secret. The plan was to lure Godzilla into a specified area when he would be eliminated by the H-bomb.
T-shirt, wouldn't it be T-shirt?
Yeah.
All hands man your battle stations. Set material conditions even throughout the ship. Make Z report, CC sensors.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That's cool.
And Chuck, I want you to know not one sailor in any of those ships around that atomic bomb was affected by radiation whatsoever.
Of course not.
They all came home just fine.
Yeah, and no animals or fish were hurt in the production of this film.
Right. I think this is the prequel to Plan 9 from outer space, the race of atomic supermen.
I think the most unbelievable part of this is the UN made a plan and kept it secret. I mean, some rat bastard would go tell Godzilla,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna drop a bomb on you."
Yeah.
And another thing, I like this guy's voice and all, but the one problem with him is his suit is not right? Yeah. But he's also he's a 21st century man. You could see, look at him, he's eating fucking Lay's potato chips and stuff like that. Remember, reporters were very thin back then.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Everybody was thin because they're smoking cigarettes and they're eating hamburgers and
you need like an Edward R. Murrow look,
Right.
Yeah.
That kind of weathered. I've been around. I've seen it. Like this guy hasn't seen shit. He doesn't even have calluses on his hands.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't.
But that when Godzilla blasts that boat, that was pretty awesome.
That was good.
The tanks too, like with the alley, when the people are in the alley, and you saw it just.
I liked how they're using sound effects from like the Godzilla movies, like those tanks. Those are Toho sound effects.
Right.
Operation Kismet was only a temporary fix. Shockingly, reports of another giant creature came in from Okinawa.
And kill it.
I love those shots.
The monster was named Angus. Not much was known about this horned behemoth, but it was moving towards Japan, and it was moving fast. It was unclear why until news came from Tokyo. Godzilla was still alive.
緊急事態です。大阪市民は基地に避難してください。ゴジラとアンギラスが4時間後に上陸する。
Like that. It looks so great.
Yeah.
I got to tell you guys a funny story. When the U.S. did their Godzilla movies, the Monarch stuff. The first Godzilla movie came out. I went to go see it at in IMAX. So there's a pretty good crowd there, And as we were talking, Chuck, when you go see an IMAX, you figure, okay, you guys are the hardcore guys. If you're going to go see Godzilla in IMAX, you love Godzilla. So you get to the part in the Godzilla movie because it's like 45 minutes before he shows up on the screen, right? And then when he's fighting, you think he's dead, and then all of a sudden you see like the dorsal fin on his tail light up, and then it starts to go, and it goes ding, 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 ding. And I'm like sitting there next to Julie. I'm like, oh, I'm hitting her on him. Look at this, look at this, look. And it goes, da, 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 da. And he shoots the thing, and I get up in the movie theater. I'm like, yeah. Right? And I turn around, and there's nobody standing. There's nobody standing.
He's like,
and I'm like, what? Is it just me?
Like,
Julie's grabbing my sleeve, like, sit down.
And you're like, you guys don't know anything about monster movies.
Yeah. You guys are posers.
That's right.
You don't deserve to be here.
Yeah. Right. You know how long I've waited to see this in an American Godzilla movie?
Like, you weren't even born.
Yeah.
You don't know this. And they're like, why is that man standing up? Oh my God.
Yeah. Aaron finally said to me, sit down. Oh, poor Aaron. He's not even here.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Eventually, Anguirus burrowed underground, deeming the territory Godzilla's. It traveled to New Zealand, where it has since been a constant threat to the island's inhabitants. News of the battle shocked the world. Hope for normalcy was a thing of the past. Mankind had to now accept the possibility that we were no longer in control. The great food chain had altered once again. The battle between Godzilla and Anguirus provided information on the superfauna we were unable to obtain by any other means. For example, various body parts of the creatures, including fins, teeth, and small appendages, were found throughout the wreckage.
That's cool.
Experts also noted certain physical abilities that pointed towards evolutionary adaptation, such as Anguirus' natural ability to shield itself from Godzilla's atomic breath. Meaning, these species have evolved to battle each other throughout time. The Battle of Osaka was just the beginning. In Chile, the Chayton volcano erupted. An ancient species of dragonfly awakened from hibernation and fed on several small villages before being sealed in an abandoned mine. Volcanologists still believe something larger may be within the volcano as well. Weeks later, in Hawaii, a large species of crab attacked Waikiki. Local legend called the creature Canura.
That is a cool, like, you could believe something like that could be an alien or something, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Cargo ships found entering the area to be impossible. Then, off the coast of Ireland, on the small island of Nara,
Well, here you go.
sightings of a
Gorgo, I love Gorgo.
later named Gorgo. A mostly isolated monster who only appears to be aggressive when attacked by fishermen or the local military.
He's only aggressive when attacked by fishermen and the local military.
Yeah.
I'd be aggressive too if fishermen and the local military were attacking me.
and the school board. He doesn't like them either.
Yeah.
Gorgo was a peaceful monster till the IRS came looking for him.
That's right. That's right.
Well, so they mess with his kid. They'll just like the school board.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
And also, let's not forget the Montgomery Ward traveling salesman too. Around them catalogs.
You need a set of encyclopedias, Mrs. Tucci.
Encyclopedia salesman.
Yeah.
Then finally, China. The giant serpent Manda hunts for food in the mountains.
That thing's cool.
He
was in Destroy All Monsters too.
Yeah.
Professor Yamane theorized that further nuclear weapon use may have awoken these superfauna, who otherwise may have remained dormant.
I always loved that
Species
trope.
who had never lived together before suddenly had to compete over resources and territory. As noted by Kandiro's home of Hawaii being within Godzilla's space, the conflicts have been numerous.
Oh!
There he goes again.
Would have been cool if you saw the billboard. Sammy Davis Jr. appearing, you know?
Right.
I mean, he's doing the Rat Pack time, right? You know?
Similarly, Manda have been a constant rival where their territories collide in Hong Kong.
Those guys getting on the bus don't seem in too big a hurry.
Very orderly.
The arrival of the superfauna have had its positive impacts as well. Fewer times in history have we seen mankind as united as it is today. Resources from around the world are brought together to face this new threat. The radiation produced in the wake of these attacks has also been shown to vastly improve the fertility of soil, resulting in superfood. While inedible currently, scientists believe that within a few years we'll be able to harvest and assist in the global hunger issue. The United Nations has begun its process of crafting the Godzilla Counterattack Center, a world coalition group with a singular goal of researching how to destroy Godzilla and other similar threats. They've begun fast-set work in developing resources and strategies to reduce casualties from these attacks, as well as create a universal system for detecting and monitoring superfauna activity. Currently, scientists are converging on Skull Island to conduct field research. They believe the secrets.
I love how this is the only time you ever see Kong and Son of Kong together.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, you know.
To the superfauna may lie within this prehistoric world. As humanity bands together in these dark times, we become closer and closer to a day of peace. That will conclude today's program. This is Gene Maldonado, inviting you to be with us again soon for another look at living with monsters.
An instant classic.
Yeah.
Man, I'd be proud to make something like that, you know?
That is really cool.
That'll work.
Yeah.
I liked it.
How old is Godzilla supposed to be? Any idea? I mean, like historically speaking, historically speaking, you know, before the Godzilla minus one. How old did they ever say how old he is? Like, has he been frozen, you know, held over from the prehistoric times, and then the atomic blast awakened him?
I think that's the implication.
Yeah, I think that's the implication. You know, one thing I never noticed is, you know, his scales, that look of his scales, those are radiation burns.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why it has all those indents and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I just recently learned that. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. I never even thought about that. All right, let's do a refresh here.
There's no slap a Jap tier on this campaign, is there? Wait. Sorry, Aaron sent me. Aaron keeps sending me questions to ask and stuff with Aaron's humor. My writer.
There we go.
All right,
come on, man.
More, yeah. We're like maybe a backer or two away from 28,000.
I gotta see. I totally backed this. I had to.
4 hours to go, people.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours to go. Get on it.
Onto my comic. Let's see. There it is. Giant size two-fisted manly tails. Am I signed in? Let me sign in because I'm sure I pledged for it. Had to. Here it is. All right, where's my how do you check your hello Bill, welcome Billy. Let's see if I have my
you should be able to go up to like your face up there and say your contributions.
Oh, I didn't add a face. My contributions. There it is. I gotta add a face. Yeah, I got it. I backed $85. I backed.
All right.
Good
man.
You know, so talk when you talk, you know, speaking of Aaron, is that I submitted a panel for San Diego, and it's called Comics Greatest Crossovers, right? Yeah. So I've got Aaron, I've got Dave Olbrich, I've got Andy Smith is on it, Tom Mason, and Jimmy Palmiotti. So I sent a text to everybody like, listen, guys, thank you very much. I submitted the panel. I'll let you guys all know, you know, if it gets picked. But I said, you know, I usually submit, you know, 2 to 3 panels, and every year my panels get picked. I said it's going to be a lot of fun. And Aaron just responded. You know, everyone's like, you know, like Andy's like, cool. Tom's like, good luck. And fucking Aaron just says, yeah, whatever. I've said it before. The cuddly curmudgeon. That's who he is.
He's awesome.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'd love to bring this up to him because does he believe in dinosaurs, Aaron?
Believe in dinosaurs?
Because, you know, he's really into, you know, he's very, you know, biblical when it comes to.
Yeah, but that's not even biblical to not believe in dinosaurs.
Right.
Is it? Okay.
Because they talk about the age of the earth. They're going by the King James Bible translation of the earth was created in 7 days. The original Old Testament, it's 7 Yule, which in ancient Hebrew, Yule is a period of time.
Right.
It could be an hour. It could be 30 billion years.
Right. Okay. Right. You know what's interesting is, and I think I posted it, that we are closer. Allosaurus is closer in age to us than it was to Tyrannosaurus Rex in time.
Yeah.
That's
and they're looking at recent genetic scientific evidence that they're uncovering about I forget what it's called. It's like the over time a species genes begin to spoil or go bad or whatever. And they're saying that some of these periods might be even a lot longer than we thought before.
Crazy. I mean,
yeah. That how long they were on the planet versus the blip that we've been here.
Yeah. Gene degeneration.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this. No dinosaur ever went to the moon.
Well, we don't know that yet.
You're darn tootin'.
Well, here's a crazy thing that every man that signed the Declaration of Independence lived their entire lives not knowing that dinosaurs even existed.
Yeah. Crazy.
Right?
Go. And I think that first one that was discovered in the UK, right? Was it Megalodon or Megalosaurus, I think.
I don't know.
Megalosaurus, I think, is the first dinosaur that was discovered.
It was the 1800s, you know, when
like the 30s or something like that.
I think the earliest one's like the 1700s, but they didn't know what they were. You know, so they felt, but the 1800s there was like a craze for dinosaurs, to the point where there were two paleontologists competing with one another, and they actually went out west to find dinosaurs, and they were in such hot competition that they hired like mercenary armies to protect each other's finds. And when they were done with a dig, they would dynamite it closed so the other guy couldn't show up and look for anything.
Wow, they're more cutthroat than the Egyptologists, you know?
Oh, they were horrible because the one, there was a guy named Drinker and a guy named Cope. One was from Philadelphia, one was from New York. And
Drinker and Coke?
Cope, C-O-P-E.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, Chuck's making this show.
I'm coping with my drinking right now.
So it was either Drinker or Cope had an exhibit of this new creature he found, and it was like a brontosaurus. And the competing paleontologists showed up at the premiere, and the place was packed. I mean, this was a huge craze in America in like the 1860s and 70s. Right. And the competing paleontologist shows up and says, "You have the head on the wrong end." Just humiliated the guy.
I think I remember reading about that.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy that, you know what? Well, I'm terrified of 50 years from now because I think we're going to be at war with the robots or in a decade. But you know, of how archaeology in regards to dinosaurs and prehistoric animals has changed within the past 2 decades, even. You know, from Willis O'Brien's, you know, depictions.
Sure.
You know,
Charles Knight's paintings.
Yeah, and they're gorgeous at the Museum of Natural History. They're up there.
Yeah.
You know, and they used to even be like his chalk drawings on the wall that he did like chalk murals that were I don't even know if they're still there. We haven't been there in a while, but
that's how I still see these dinosaurs, you know.
Yeah.
I see Tyrannosaurus Rex as Charles Knight's Tyrannosaurus Rex. And the Brontosaurus, you know, and the Triceratops, and you know.
Yeah, I don't want to see him with feathers.
I don't buy that. You know, I'm just not buy. They don't have any real proof that that they evolved into birds. You know,
I think there is a proof that didn't they find fossilized feathers on? I was talking to Walter Simonson about this. Interestingly enough, I think they did find some like impressions of feathers that one of the dinosaurs had it. But then again,
they're like pin feathers, like a penguin has.
Oh, is that what it was like? More like? Okay,
yeah, they're not like eagle feathers,
right?
You know, they didn't look gay, but they just had like these pin feathers.
Yeah, well, I think there's I think it's an iguanodon or the Diplosaurs, one of the Diploplateus or whatever. That it's at the Museum of Natural History. There is the impression of its skin, and that skin looks like what we would assume it would look like. You know,
right?
Gnarly and you know, thick and humpy and things like that.
Yeah.
You know,
that's why, you know, it's like, okay, well, if they evolved into if what happened was the asteroid struck and it wiped out, you know, it changed the temperature of the planet, wiped out the fauna, then therefore, you know, the larger animals had less to eat and they died off and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't explain to me how there were birds then too. There were types of birds.
Actual birds, like not pterodons, but birds, like
they were feathered birds.
Yeah,
you know, but so how did the survivors morph into birds? You know, to me that Baker guy, you know, with his dopey hat and everything, he seemed like a grifter to me. He always seemed like he's trying to make a name for himself. So he comes up with this theory that the dinosaurs, our closest relatives, are not the crocodile, but the bird. You know,
well, that's all. You know, that's ridiculous.
It's all speculative, and it raises money, and it sells books and all that. But I'm not buying it.
Well, I got to tell you, I don't know who it is, but I'll never forgive that fucker that got rid of Brontosaurus when they found the Apatiosaur, and they named it Apatiosaurus, but it's the same animal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we grew up loving the Brontosaurus,
right?
I mean, like we grew up loving Pluto as a planet. Who was that fucking asshole too? Fuck him too, you know. What are you doing to me? You're killing my childhood.
Every young boy had dinosaur heroes and dinosaur villains.
Yeah,
you know, and the Brontosaur was a hero.
Yeah,
you know?
He was a hero.
Yeah, the T-Rex, he was a bad guy.
Yeah, I like the Predators though.
Yeah.
But again, great models, right? From the Aurora Modeling Company and the Marks figures.
Yep.
Chuck, Graham grew up not far from there.
From where?
From where Marks was in Long Island City or wherever they were south of that. I bet you could.
Well, Aurora Models was in Hempstead.
Yeah. So Hempstead.
Marks was in West Virginia.
Oh, okay, then maybe it's
Marks was in New York.
I thought Marks was in New York, but
it was
their offices were in New York. Their manufacturing was in West Virginia because don't get me started on toy soldiers. There's a landfill near them, and toy soldier freaks go and dig in that landfill and find discarded Mark soldiers from the 50s and 60s.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Well, my neighbor in Long Beach, the guy in the corner, we used to call him Papa Reuben. He worked for Marks. And when we went there trick-or-treating at his house, we didn't get candy. We got Marks figures.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah.
So
well,
cool.
that Aurora thing, so Graham and his friends could have rode their bikes and either went to Aurora and you could have turned, sweep it up and got everything. Or
we'd have gotten killed riding to Hempstead, but in the 1970s, that would.
So look at this. So one of my best friends, and Graham, forgive me if I showed you this. So one of my best friends, growing up, lived up the block. His parents passed away. And he's like, listen, I sold my parents' house. You want to come by, and just have just check it out, have a last minute walk around. And he's a first generation German immigrant. Both his parents were born and raised in Germany. They came out here in the, I guess, late 50s or something. So it was great being friends with him because he always wanted to be the Germans when we're playing army men, And so, right, it was great. He's like, yeah, he's a German. Like, oh, thank God, because you get fighting with your friends. Everybody wants to be the Americans. And so we go in his basement and we're looking around. And son of a bitch, I'm like, Dennis, look at that. And I found like 3 soldiers. And this is one. And he took 2 of them, and I took 1. And this is one of from when we were little kids.
Oh, that's cool.
Army soldiers is one of them.
I do remember that story. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. They were NPC figures.
Yeah. How cool is that?
Yeah.
98 cents for a bag.
Yeah. Right. So I'm good. You're good.
Well, on the boardwalk in Long Beach, we used to have skee ball and various entertainment things, And when I was a kid, we used to go there and you'd win, you get these tickets that come out. And then you could go over to the counter and redeem your tickets for various prizes. And one year, this isn't the original. I ended up buying this one year, but I won this from playing skee ball.
Oh, dude, that's a score. How are you?
That's Marks also.
Wow.
They had a whole series of these different colors. There was the Creature, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy. And that's the Glenn Strange mummy too.
Yeah.
Or Glenn Strange Frankenstein.
I remember the Hunchback. He's like running. It's a great pose. The Hunchback.
Yeah.
Those Mark 6-inch figures, that's my first experience with taxation as theft. Our local 5 and dime in Pennsylvania, if something was over a quarter, they charge you sales tax. And there were
that's right.
There were these 2 6-inch Japanese soldiers that I wanted at our local 5 and dime. 5 and dime, kids. Before Amazon. And so I went to the counter and I only had a quarter. And she said, oh, that's 2 cents more. I don't have it. So I said, well, I'll just buy the one and put the other one back. And then my friend was with me. So I go outside and said, look, you go in and buy the other one. Because, the tax won't be on it. And he comes out, and that woman comes right out behind him and goes, I know what you're doing here.
Oh, my God.
It's like, too bad, lady. I got my 2 Japanese soldiers. That's all I care about.
Yes, I was born in 66, so I got cool stuff, but I just missed, like, especially with you, Chuck. Chuck, you're a few years older than Graham, and and a few years older than me. We're just few grades apart, I guess.
Right.
But like my cousin, Aunt Tony, he's born in 60, I think, and the GI Joes he had, right? Like, because I'm buying GI Joes, I guess 1970. So it's probably the action
Oh, you're getting the adventure team.
Adventure team by then. And and he had the Jeep with the recoilless rifle, and that son of a bitch. And he was older, and he's like, nope. And I'm like, can I have? He's like, nope. He had, the wooden, all the military stuff, all the Foot Locker, all.
Yeah, I had the spaceship too.
Oh, that was
the capsule, the space
the Mercury capsule.
Yeah. When I had my tonsils taken out, I wanted a GI Joe. It was my first GI Joe, and so when I woke up from the surgery, my mom and dad were there, and I got the red-headed Navy GI Joe, and he had the scuba diver outfit on him.
Yeah.
Wow.
And because I loved, I was born in March. I'm a Pisces. I love the ocean. I love the water. So they thought, oh, he'll like the Navy guy and the wetsuit, and he could play with it in the bathtub. And when we go to the beach, he could play with it there. And I did. I love that, And I'm laying in bed. Laying in bed. My throat is hurting like crazy. I just need some ice cream. I got my GI Joe here. And the kid next to me, he's got a bag of like 100, those little plastic, you buy 100 Army men, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, do you want to trade 100 of these for your GI Joe? And I'm like, no, buddy.
That was the orange wetsuit, right? Was it the orange?
They had an orange one. They had a black one too.
Yeah, I remember the black one.
The first one was the black one.
So I bought a black the black when they reissued GI Joes, right? So I bought I don't know, dozens of them, right? If you look up here, so I had him up there, right? Now I have all crates and boxes back there filled with them all because I just had too damn many of them, right? But he's sitting up here. So this is my studio, which is on the 3rd floor of my house, right? So it gets hot up here. And it gets hot up there. So let me show you. I know I showed you, Graham, but Chuck, let me show you what happened to him. Hang on.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hang on. Oh, he's really breaking apart now. Forget it. Hang on.
Oh, wow.
You guys show me, Graham.
Hold on. Yeah.
He's now the Chernobyl. He just rocked this. Look, his lips are yellow. He's. And I'm like, I'm looking up there. I'm like, what the hell is up with him? And he just melted.
So so the wetsuit just dried out and melted on him.
Yep, and that Timex is still ticking there. That little divometer. There we go. And but look at his knife is down there.
Oh yeah.
It's just look at it's like glued on him. It just burned. So I had his mask on, and then I started playing with him because you do, of course you do.
He's still smiling.
Yeah, but here's his knife. Let's see.
Here's his dive knife. Yeah.
Here's his K-bar. Yeah, that ain't coming out. It's so I call him my Chernobyl. He's got to check the bottom of the the reactor, see if there's he's like, no, it's all fine, it's fine.
Yeah. He volunteered.
Don't worry, we'll brush you off.
Yeah. What they do? They hose them off, right? We'll hose you off.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, the Joes came along late in my childhood. When I was like 10, I guess. So I'm like supposedly going to outgrow that stuff, which I never did. But,
yeah. I loved my GI Joes. I love the Foot Locker. I love the guns. The hands.
Yeah.
So like this, right?
Yeah. And then when we did grow out of them, we turned them into Sergeant Fury because we would take the firecrackers. They got the rubber band system in there. You pull the head up, you stick a firecracker down there, you run, and all of a sudden his outfit is all shredded. His head is lolling over.
Yeah, I think I told you, one of you guys, I had the Eagle Eye GI Joe. But like the rubber band or whatever was in head, it broke, so his eyes would just shift back and forth, So he was blind, so he became the commander.
Get the cross-eye, get him cross-eyed.
Yeah, his eyes were just he's blind, he can't go out, he's the commander. But I was just repairing this. The dragon toy. Dragons are awesome.
Dragon toys are awesome.
Unbelievable. So I have that.
Oh, that's cool.
My paratrooper carbine. So
oh, it even folds. Cool.
When I was a kid, one of the neighbor kids, his grandparents had a big backyard with a sand pile in it. And so one summer we made Mount Suribachi soldiers, and we dug tunnels to it. And we dug like a main tunnel. And we thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool to blow up Mount Suribachi? So we got a string of firecrackers and ran them into the center of the mountain into a Maxwell House coffee can half filled with gasoline.
Out of 70s and 60s, right?
And we set it off, man. And the whoosh of flame knocked us all on our ass. And a neighbor lady was looking out her window and was like, what are you doing? He melted about 100 toy soldiers. So.
And parents back then are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like, be home for lunch.
Yeah. You know what?
Look at your clothes.
That's right. Sergeant Dixon and those Marines took us to hibachi that day, didn't they?
You guys could have posed with little flags,
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I really enjoyed you guys on Cecil's show yesterday. Like everything you were talking about is like the shit that I'm into.
Oh, that's cool.
And, it was great show. You guys had a great show. Yes, he's really good.
I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun.
We got to do that. We all got to do that again. I was finishing up a cover, and so I'm like, I'm just enjoying hanging out.
Yeah,
excellent show. It went like that. I mean, you guys are on for a long time and late.
3.5 hours.
Oh, yeah. We went to 1:30.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
I finally had to pull the plug. I was dying.
Yeah, we're not going to 1:30 tonight, are we?
No. No.
But we would like to go to 30,000.
Yeah, let's go to 30,000.
30,000. We're one backer away from 28.
All right. We can get there. We can do this.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Got,
hey, guys, share it on your social media, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry, Graham. I'll be quiet.
I was just going to say, we got 200 people watching, gang, please hit that like button. Tweet this out. Tell them we're live. And we're having a fun night tonight, and we're looking to get to 30,000. So let's make it happen. This is a team effort. You guys are part of the team too. I know a lot of you guys that are in here are backers already, and I appreciate that. But let's get your friends that aren't backers. Let's get them over here.
That's right.
Yeah, let me stress again, this is a completed project. It's a pre-order. You're not funding the project. It's completed. As Graham has said earlier, it's off to the printers.
Yep.
We just have to wait to tell them how many. And then also this benefits Butch Geiss's family.
Right.
I don't want to get too maudlin about it, but they will benefit from this. They're
Right.
basically our partners in presenting this.
Yep.
And it's going to be a limited run, right? I mean, if it's not, there's not going to be 10,000 of these books out there, guys.
No.
So
No. I mean, we got 248 backers. You figure maybe some of them get a couple books. There'll be less than 500 books made.
Yeah.
So that is rare. There's the sign tiers too. Chuck doesn't do a lot of conventions.
We'll do any conventions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Well, you did your first one in how many years? You were at
7 years. I did MegaCon, and I have no plans to do another one.
So okay, there it is, folks. So
did you fly?
No, I drove.
Yeah.
I live in Tampa.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. The last convention I was with Chuck was like 20 minutes from his house.
Yeah.
I'm driving. I'm driving. I'm not going any.
No, I'm definitely not flying.
Yeah. So you're not going to catch Chuck at a convention. So that's out. So if you want to get a book signed, we got you covered here. So
yeah. Unless you run into me at Whole Foods tomorrow, you're out of luck.
Yeah. Hey, Graham, I know you're building the Nolan verse, right?
Yeah.
So your Compass comic verse, and I know that, but you've got several stories. Are any of these stories? Are these all standalone stories, guys, or are any of them?
This is a single story. This is a 144-page single story.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
It's all this World War II story.
Yeah. It's one story.
Hell yeah! Because that was the only one I was going to read. If you're gonna have I don't know, on a sailing ship, I really don't care about that.
No, it's all one story. about the invasion of Japan that never happened.
Yeah. Well, Chuck, do you remember that conversation we had when I posted something I wanted to call it Sergeant Rock 1946 or something like that? That what if? And I all I had was an opening, and we had. I mean, Chuck, we're going back 2010 maybe. It was like on Facebook when it first started, and I'm like, what if, And it opens up with a German soldier walking, right? And all of a sudden he just gets taken down by a bunch of, U.S. soldiers, and you think they're going to kill him, but it's Rock holding his mouth. And all of a sudden you just see this T-34 rumbling by off the bridge running, and all these Soviet soldiers marching, and that's like the opening, And I just love things like this. I love that we had to enact that operation. What was it called? What's the operation to the invasion of Japan? What would it?
Oh, Operation Olympus.
And just terrifying, but it's fun to play with, that.
Yeah, we get into the whole thing, the number of casualties, because all of the plans on either side were declassified in the early 2000s. So you can read all the details of how they were going to go about this.
Yeah, I think I got a big book back. I got a book of it back here somewhere.
Yeah, because they projected 3 years. I mean, World War II would have gone on to 1948.
Wow.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
No, it would have been the end of Japan as a culture, because, I mean, the American public wasn't very forgiving toward Japan to begin with.
Right.
And if we lost 1 million guys invading the homeland, we were going to be even less forgiving.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Keno, for that $5 super chat. Damn, I was hoping to meet Chuck, have a cigar with him while giving him a bottle of bourbon. Well, the problem with that is Chuck doesn't smoke cigars, and he does not drink either. So,
but
what's your poison, Chuck? What would you want Keno to bring you if he did happen to see you?
Wow.
Dark chocolate?
No. Wow.
Government model, 1911.
There you go. Well, I have 2 of them.
One for each hip. He's the Phantom.
Yeah, the Phantom. I can't think of anything. I'm not used to getting gifts from fans. So,
yeah. Graham, weren't you talking to the guys from Coliseum of Comics about perhaps we do a signing down there or something? Because if that happens, hot damn, Chuck Dixon, you.
Oh yeah. Well, Phil Boyle, I'll go anywhere for Phil.
Yeah,
that could be
regardless of if Billy and I are there.
Yeah. Seriously. Now, Phil introduced me to this guy who was a combat controller in Afghanistan, and we had a whole bunch of lunches together. Man, the stuff that guy told me, just amazing.
Yeah, those guys are scary when you're smart. You know what I mean? And also
smart and tough.
Yeah, and tough. Those Air Force guys. So we went hunting out in Idaho, and we had to fly into Seattle, believe it or not, and then take a plane to Idaho. And so we're eating, and these guys, these combat controllers walk in, right? And I just see these Air Force guys, and he's got jump wings, scuba wings, not scuba badge.
Scuba wings.
Scuba wings. Yeah, you didn't know. That's what happened to my guy, the Chernobyl Charlie over there. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So I walk up, I'm like, yeah, listen, I was in the airborne. I'm like, how do you have all this shit? And he's like, I'm a combat controller. I'm like, what's that? He's like, I'm an air traffic controller, and I'm a comm guy, but they're badasses. I mean, they were in Black Hawk Down. One of them got a Silver Star, I think. They
go in with Delta Force and the Green Berets, and they have to be as good as they are. Yeah, because they're calling in the close air support.
Yeah.
So he told me some wacky stories about Afghanistan, but and then like more guys I meet that aren't in the Navy, man, the Navy SEALs, other services really don't like them.
The SEALs?
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
They got nothing to say, nothing good to say about the SEALs.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going to say anything. We love our hero SEALs.
So. When you read Black Hawk Down, you really understand the pecking order of those special forces, and at the apex. At least according to that book, is the Delta Force.
Oh, yeah. B-boys, hell yeah.
Those guys were like the badass of badasses.
Well, they're like 30 to 40 years old, right? Yeah. They're all E8s or E9s, you know what I mean? They're, you know, sergeant majors or master sergeants, you know, first sergeants, you know, and they're very grizzled, you know what I mean? But they're smart, they're quiet, you know what I mean? But you could see they're like wiry guys. Some of them are small because we met a few of those guys. And you look at them in awe because you know who they are and what they do.
Woo! Look at that.
Hey,
28K.
Yeah, 28-2. We really jumped.
That was a big fucking order, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There you go.
I was wondering, where's my bell? Where's my Billy Bell?
Yeah, but these guys are almost like, you know, like a Gary Cooper type, you know, like tall and sinewy, you know what I mean? Like, just,
right.
Like they're not, you know, I mean, there was some big boys too, but they're not like, you know, gym rats or steroid heads or something. These are just quiet killers. You know what I mean? They're like fighter pilots. You know, you look at this guy, like this guy's my father told me, Debbie's father, you know, was a crew chief on fighters in Vietnam. And he was on Phantoms and Voodoos and 104s. And he's like, those fighter pilots, you know, they're very smart guys, and you know what I mean? They're college guys, and you know, he went in, you know, 18 years old, and he's like, those guys were killers. He's like, you could just look, they were hunters, you know, they just went out wanting to kill people. Your ordinary infantryman, you know, you just hope you don't want to see anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
You kind of gung ho, and then when you think about it, like, yeah, I don't want to fucking see anybody. I want to, you know, those guys they went out to hunt. They wanted to find, you know what I mean, or drop bombs, whatever the hell they napalm, and they were just. He's like, Billy.
You ever see some of those guys doing pre-check and stuff, and they're walking around and they're like this, and they're doing this, and they're moving around, and they're imagining these dogfight things in their head, and they're visualizing what they're going to see, and they do these spins and they, you know, all this really cool shit, you know. It's like they're running this stuff through their head in 3 dimensions, you know, of what that plane can do, what it's going to do, and you know, how it's going to behave. It's fascinating to see that.
They're gunfighters, right? Right. That's what they call them. I mean, they are like modern day gunfighters. Those fighter pilots.
Yeah, but to be able to think 360 degrees like that and keep your head and do all that complicated shit you have to do to not only fly the plane but fight with the plane while everything's happening at once. I mean, just shit's happening all around you.
You got stuff buzzing. You've got, you know, you got a million different dials to look at. You got elevation. You got speed. You got, you know, whether you make sure you're not stalling.
You got people shooting at you.
Got shooting at you. You know, you could have a heat-seeking missile on your ass, and you're trying to evade it, and you got to drop, you know, decoys and all this kind of stuff. They're really, really got to be fast on their feet. And the other thing is, okay, you get into a world of shit. Your mindset when you pull that ejection button is got to be you got no other choice, because those guys fly out of there. You could be doing Mach 2 when you got to get out of there, and that canopy goes up. A lot of guys get injured when they eject from
they all get injured.
Yeah, they all get it. They something, but some of them it ruins their entire career because you know they slip discs or they bust things that prevents them from getting back into a cockpit again.
Yeah. But you know who doesn't get injured is the fucking broad, the recruiter Air Force chick that wants to go for a ride in a F-15, and she wants to move her fucking seat up and pulls the fucking ejection thing and gets fired off. It was in Florida, wasn't it?
I didn't hear about that.
Oh my God, there's a video of it. Hang on, I'll find it.
Oh, find that. We'll share that.
Well, what would someone be? You're not a pilot. She's obviously not a pilot. Air Force recruiter.
See that guy recently? They gave him the Congressional Medal of Honor from Korea. They couldn't give it to him before because his mission was classified.
Oh, I did see something about that.
His first flight in an F-86 Sabre jet, he shot down 4 MiGs. And there were 3 more, but he ran out of ammo. And this is his first flight over Korea. and it was classified all these years because those pilots were Russians. And
The pilots they shot down were Russians?
Yep. They were flying for the North Koreans.
Oh.
It was early days, and the North Koreans really weren't up on flying jets yet.
Right. Huh. That's cool.
Yeah. So he was still alive and went to the White House and got his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Wow. Yeah, I think about guys like Ted Williams, who went into World War II at the end, at the peak of his career in baseball, then goes to Korea. He's a fighter pilot there, flying jets, and his wingman is John, the astronaut, John Glenn.
Yeah.
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 And
talk about a couple badasses, huh?
Yeah, his was Mig Mad Marine, right?
Yeah.
Was Glenn's, right?
Yeah.
And Joe Foss too. So you had Joe Foss. You have what's his name? The what the hell's his name? The Red Sox guy. What you just said? What's his name?
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams would be in your book right now. He would be in that battle.
Yeah. Well, Glenn Ford, the actor, he flew fighter planes in World War II, fighter jets in Korea, and he flew cargo in Vietnam.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stewart too. Jimmy Stewart was a brigadier general in Vietnam.
Yeah, but he wasn't in combat, but he was like a big supporter of Strategic Air Command and the rest of it. I mean, he saw so much shit in World War II, that poor bastard. I mean, he had PT, all the vets. My dad had PTSD, but Stewart had it real bad.
Yeah. That scene at the bar in the Christmas movie.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Wonderful Life. They didn't that camera didn't zoom in. After he saw the rushes, he saw what was happening, and so he kept blowing up the frames to look like the camera was pushing in on Jimmy Stewart to capture this emotional moment that he was having, which was his own PTSD coming out on film.
Yeah, that was real. That
was brilliant. Yeah, I'm sharing if you want to see. So there is footage of it afterwards. So she is a Massachusetts National Guard Army recruiter. So for some reason, who knows what's going on? She's a woman. She's a female. She probably re-enlisted. And what do you want? She's like, I want to go up in an F-15. And this is right after the fucking thing. So she wants to move. She's going. I think she's at MacDill or something.
Oh, in Tampa.
She's getting ready to go in this, in this flight. She's all geared up. And they're on the fucking tarmac, Chuck, and he's taxiing out to take off. And she wants to move her seat up, and she pulls the fucking ejection seat, the ejection thing. Look, so there is footage somewhere. You'll see it pop and her go flying 300 feet in the air and coming down, and she's just right as rain. But look, she fucking blew up, and then the canopy lands on top of it. So there's a canopy. Jeez. And this, you imagine this guy right here. What is he like? Is he like 25 years old? Like, what the fuck? Really?
Jeez.
Is that her? Is that her climbing out of the seat?
Yeah, that's her.
Wow.
Retards.
It's like, don't touch anything.
It's not a car. You can't move the seat up and back.
But they told her, like, don't touch anything. That. And it's
especially if it's labeled red. If the handle's red, don't pull it.
My God.
I wouldn't even do that in someone else's car.
Right?
You get in a car, how do I put the seat up? You don't just start pressing buttons.
Yeah. It's like in Pulp Fiction, don't touch my levels.
Yeah, never touch a man's radio.
So I want to ask you guys, and no spoilers, and tell me if I'm infringing on, classified territory here. But what do you think of USA versus the Soviet Union? When we had to go, and do the war, had to, the invasion of Japan, had some tensions arose around the same time. Maybe the Soviets are now moving into China more, into Korea. The Soviets start expanding their sphere of influence. Stalin. which leads us to all of a sudden to a whole European land war, say. What do you think? And I know we have the nukes before they do. They don't get it till what, 47? So we've got a good 3 years, Graham Nolan, to
Yeah, but we don't have any. We blew up the only 2 we had.
Yeah, but they would make more. Couldn't they make, like, when do you think they made the next one?
Well, Truman had to call. He had to bluff his way because, after Nagasaki, the Russians declared war on Japan because they knew it was over, and they go rushing down, and they're going to take the whole Korean Peninsula. And Truman sees this, and he gets a hold of Stalin or Stalin's people, and he says, those bombs we dropped, next one falls on Moscow if you don't stop at the 38th parallel.
Did he say that?
He said that. You're not taking the whole peninsula, but we didn't have one. We didn't have a third, but the Soviets didn't know. So they stopped at the 38th parallel. So we were eyeball to eyeball on that day.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
You just wonder. I mean,
good for Truman.
100% good for him. He was an artilleryman in World War I.
Yeah.
Harry Truman. So he was in the.
That's what my grandfather was. He was an artilleryman.
He's in the Marne and all that stuff, and he was, so he's, Missouri lawyer type guy, but
he wasn't a lawyer.
But he was.
No, he sold clothes.
Oh, really? He was a haberdasher. He
was never a lawyer.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, well,
yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
So, but what do you think? Again, we all think about, we all know about Yalta, right? And what, of just how frail, and just disengaged Roosevelt was at that point.
Well, he was fucked up.
And basically here's Churchill on his own, but England is, the UK is a shell of itself. You know what I mean? At this point, they have no power. They really can't dictate any terms.
Right.
What if I'm not saying what if Wendell Willkie won, you know what I mean? But what if, Roosevelt had passed, a year before?
No.
And you had Truman there or someone, you know what I mean? Like, he gave a lot of shit away to the Soviets.
Oh, yeah.
And they were in no position really we were in no position we didn't have to give it to them. We didn't have to give it to them.
No.
Because by the time they got to Berlin, you know what I mean? The soldiers were done for God's, they were done.
They were down to Mongolian troops.
Yeah. And they're just fighting so they don't get killed. There were like a couple of thousand Soviet troops actually were killed in Berlin because 2 of the generals wanted to be the first of the Reichstag.
Right.
So they started shelling each other like to keep them back, but it killed, I don't know, maybe 1,000 Soviets. That's how callous they are. And they just didn't give a shit, for the workers' paradise. They sure the hell didn't care about the working man, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, ask the guys that were on horses charging the Wehrmacht in their armored divisions. How they felt about that,
Well, that was the Poles, but here's the story. So Don Burgett was a friend of mine. He's a World War II paratrooper, and he said, it wasn't Don Burgett, it was Jake McNeese. And the thing that scared him most about Normandy was at one point they had to hold a bridge or whatever, and they were dug in, and they heard the sounds of horses, and it was Cossacks, White Russians.
Yeah,
because they're the ones. What they did to the American paratroopers that was strung up in trees and stuff like that, mutilated them, did the work. They were fucking monsters, man.
Yeah.
What were Russian Cossacks doing in France?
They were White Russians. They were fighting for the Nazis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remember,
there were a lot of foreign troops at Normandy. A lot of German foreign troops.
Well, remember the scene where the guy's like, we're Czechs or something in Saving Private Ryan, in the opening scene of that, and the guy, and it gets a little weird at the end, and you see the one guy walk in, he's like, we're Czechs, and they fucking shoot him, and he goes, what did he say? He goes, I just had supper for dinner, whatever the American says. And then they would check conscripts, but I'm sure they weren't happy about being there, but it was better being on the Eastern Front. But those Cossacks, they were fascists, man. They wanted to fight for the Ratsies there.
Well, did you ever see that movie? It's a movie called My Way. It's a Korean movie, and it's about these true story about these two poor Korean bastards who, through all these misadventures in World War II, end up at Normandy on the German side. So
I saw a clip from that where the P-51s are flying overhead and they're running around like and they got
that movie's freaking wild.
Is it?
That is a wild movie.
I was watching last night when you were saying the Koreans make some good crazy war movies. I gotta check that out then. Yeah, because they fight against the Chinese, right, or the Russians. Then they get right. They fight.
Yeah, they're fighting against the Chinese. They end up getting captured. They end up in a Russian gulag.
Yeah.
And then they escape from that, and then end up with the Germans.
Well, you haven't seen Russian Cossacks until you've seen Telly Savalas play one in Horror Express.
Hey, man, I wish that movie was better.
Horror Express?
It has everything, but it's just it's not bad. It's just it should have been a great movie.
Yeah, it's Agatha Christie meets George Romero.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie, but it's just
very weird.
Yeah, it's just they didn't amp it up enough. Christopher Lee's in it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing.
It's the Trans-Siberian Railway. I mean, you already got me if it's the Trans-Siberian Railway.
What is it? So is something happens on a train? Like, is there a
this archaeologist digs up this caveman, but the caveman's been infected by this alien, and the alien can take over bodies, you know, and turn people into zombies type of things. And so they thaw him out, and this happens, and the alien starts taking over. And then at some point, the train gets invaded by the Cossacks, led by Telly Savalas.
He's got his hat on. Does he have his?
Oh, he's got the hat, yeah, and the Queen's accent.
Yeah.
Oh, how's that? How'd that go?
I'm talking about Astoria Queen's accent.
Dude, I tell you, it's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite pictures to send him. Like whenever you say something, I text it to you, like tell you with the fucking.
Oh, I use that all the time.
So great.
I got that same picture.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then another one I have is Warren Oates as Benny from Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Oh, dude,
he's got the glass like this. Yeah.
Dude, send me that, please, because I got McQueen. You know,
okay.
That McQueen shot's great. I use that one too.
So good.
Yeah,
and then Telly's, and then there's, that's it. I sent Polito. I'm gonna have Brian Polito on. He's launching. Him and Dynamite made a deal, and Dynamite's releasing Evil Ernie again because Brian had lost that, you know, in the 2000s, and but they've mended fences, and now they're collaborating, and they're doing an Evil Ernie omnibus. So he texted me. He's like, "Hey man, can I come on your show?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, you know, something. I just salute and I send him the picture of Telly. You know what I mean? And then he sends me the picture of Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, but it's it's not the same.
No,
not the same.
Doesn't have the cool factor.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's do a refresh.
Hey now.
Bum 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 bum.
Yeah.
250. All right.
All right. I'm going to be back in a minute, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Good. Thank God. I got to tell you something about this.
All right. So we're $596 away from 29,000. So we'd be 1,900.
Oh, we're almost at 3. We have to get 300%. That'll bring us to 30,000. We've got 250 backers. How many people are watching this across a fruited plain? And
fruited plain right now, we've got 216 people watching. Man.
Guys, of the 216, if you
that's not including Rumble too.
Oh, so you're on Rumble too.
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
Let's say, you know what? I'm going to say right now, fuck you, man. We can curse on Rumble. Guys, if you can share that or at least back this book, this is going to be one hell of a book. I backed the $85 campaign pledge level. I don't have to pay for that soon, do I? Do I have to pay for that like tomorrow? But if we can get 300 backers, man, let's get this to 30,000 plus. This is a book you're going to want to see. Like I said, there's not going to be 10,000 copies of this. What are you thinking? 500 copies?
Probably less, you know. Probably less, depending on what those final numbers come through tonight.
And you know what, Graham?
Also, if you missed out on the original, which is a anthology book, you can get this. There's a catch-up tier. You can get the 2 books, 2 hardcovers. This one's 114 pages, I believe. The new one's going to be 144 pages. Look at it. Beautiful.
It's a great looking book. You got a great logo, bro.
Hardcover. Thank you.
Maybe
it's got end sheets in it. Really sharp looking stuff. So
Wallace.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Beautiful. Yeah, let's get there. We're like $1,500 away. We can do this. Avenger 2. Stud.
All right, look at this. Avenger 2. Well done. Tell your friends and your enemies.
That's right. The cool thing is, Graham, this would be the movie we would all want to see.
Oh, yeah. You know how much it would cost to make a movie like this?
Yeah, well, they made The Longest Day.
Yeah, in 1962. Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. I mean, you could do it,
Yeah, I guess I heard you guys talking about Saving Private Ryan. So I had my problems. My biggest problems with Saving Private Ryan was the uniforms and a lot of the stupid details that were, of all the detail work they put into it, the inexplicable mistakes they made of certain things. Like the when they were invading the beach in Normandy, the tank, they had these, if you look, they had these giant poles, like logs, like fir trees or something like that,
right?
And they had them in the opposite direction.
Oh,
so the beach, they're coming from from left to right, and the poles are like that, when actuality the poles were like that, so the tanks could roll up and roll off of it. Like, that's inexplicable. I know. I was watching last night while I was drawing, and you guys were talking about Private Ryan.
Saving Private Ryan.
And I said,
slowly I turn.
Yeah. And I love the thing about the paratroopers, because hell yeah, you're right about that 100%. But also, fucking captain comes up to you and you're in the infantry and says, "Get your shit, you're going home." Yeah. Every fucking guy would. We all love our brotherhood. Defending a bridge, like you said, again, the wrong way. Defended the bridge in the wrong direction. Holy shit. What was the point of that? We're here to hold a bridge. Well, there's 12 of us, and you have a fucking SS Panzer division or company coming towards you. Let's pull back into the wetlands for a bit. You know what I mean? And then we'll come and we'll wait for reinforcements. Nobody's like, "We're holding this bridge." I'm like, okay.
Yeah, this tiny itty bitty little bridge.
Yeah.
Right. This is of vital importance. You can get 2 bicycles side by side across it.
Yeah, and the dude's got all the demo. Blow the fucking bridge, and they can't do anything.
And then get the hell out of there.
Yeah, and then you have your P-47s come in and strafe and the Tempest, your Hawker Tempest, and they blow the shit out of them because they're stuck trying to find a way to cross the fucking river.
It was a canal. I mean, even worse. There's no way across a canal.
No.
I'll tell you another thing that bothered me when they had that fight scene where he's in the fight with the German that they didn't kill, the guy they shot.
Yeah. Up in the apartment.
And I'm like, man, this is a fucked up scene, and not in a good way. There's something wrong with this scene. And then I read an interview years later with Spielberg, and he goes, "Yeah, I filmed it like it was a sex scene. I wanted to show the intimacy of combat." It's like
when like Melich gets stabbed by the guy.
Yeah.
When he's like when he's trying to plead for his life, first he's
So
fighting.
like it's not a fight scene; it's a rape scene. I'm like, come on, buddy.
Oh God!
Wow.
Oh, God.
I found that scene very disturbing when I saw it.
Yeah. I mean, he meant it to be disturbing, but not in the way that it should have been disturbing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but even that, like the whole thing with 23 Skidoo, blah blah blah, all that stupid shit. Like, and then your medic is not ever gonna run up when you assault a position. There's no way a fucking medic's gonna run up. He's gonna sit back, and then when someone says medic, and then he's like, "Fuck, all right," and then he'll go, and they're the biggest heroes, really. There's so many Medal of Honor recipients are medics, but he's not gonna be charging up with them without a If you saw the video, they're assaulting that hill, that machine gun position in the fucking daytime. I don't know why he's doing that. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Wait till fucking night. He doesn't know you're there. And you guys sneak up in the fucking high grass and throw a couple of grenades in there.
Right.
And then, okay, move on the next day. No, he wasted a whole entire fucking day.
Plus they stole an exchange of dialogue from me.
Oh, look at that. I bet you.
There was an issue with Anam about my sniper characters. And that scene where he goes, where's the sniper? Oh, he's in the window third from the chimney. And how do you know? Because that's where I'd be.
Oh.
That whole exchange with dialogue right out of a Anam comic that I wrote.
Can you see Chuck Dixon in the movie? They're like, son of a bitch. I can't even eat this popcorn now.
I'm crying about popcorn.
Lost my whole appetite.
Saving Private Ryan wasn't a great movie, but you know what was Saving Ryan's Privates, which is the porn version, which is
I have it right in my World War II collection. And that was a rape scene, but I wouldn't call it rape. I would call it international relations. That's what I would call it. Saving Ryan's Privates. You sick fuck you.
You got to give it to the porn industry. They come up with the most creative names for their knockoffs. You know, on Golden.
Was it really a Saving Ryan's Privates? Was
yeah,
it really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you can think of one, they made it.
Oh yeah, on Golden Pond was on Golden Blonde.
I don't think they greenlight them until they come up with the title.
Golden Blonde. Oh man,
yeah.
It's weird because they have the same. They have something in common with the old Warner Brothers cartoons who would do the same thing.
Oh.
Use movie names,
right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyway, well, there's no mishaps. There's no wrong things in Two Fisted Manly Tales. Number 2. We're not saying Slapperjack, but I can say that. Here it is, Tojo. What's he saying on Butch's cover?
He says, "Hey Tojo, you're next.
You're next, Tojo." Awesome.
Yeah, he's gonna get him the bayonet.
Painstakingly researched this book.
Yeah.
All in period dialogue, unlike Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Look at this shot here that Butch did. This is freaking amazing.
That is, yep. And the cool thing is that once we would do that, they would definitely have brought those B-17s in.
Oh yeah,
B-29s by that point.
Yeah.
No, but you would have needed B-17s. Those are B-17s up there.
Yeah,
you needed B-17s. We didn't have enough B-29s.
Right.
To go on an island fortress of people that have been bred to defend it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like holy shit.
Because they had the airfields in Okinawa. You know, it would have been a 6-hour round trip.
Yeah. I Googled for some reason, I don't know why today, because that's the shit I do, is how many Americans were killed after May 8th. And I think at Okinawa alone, 12,000 Americans were killed on Okinawa alone.
Yeah.
That was the last island that they took before, what was going to be the inevitable.
But if you look at an island like that, right, the size of that, then you look at Iwo Jima, which is 2.5 miles by 5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
That's how big we lost 7,000 Marines on that island.
Yeah.
And Navy guys, you know what I mean? Corpsmen, whatever.
Sure.
In just a 2.5 by 5 mile plot of land, you lost 7,000 men. Think about that with, say, Japan. You know? Holy shit.
Well, the thing is, it would have been even worse with the invasion of Japan because the Japanese were hiding bombers in Korea. They had no use for them because they weren't long range enough to strike at us.
Right.
But once we got our Navy parked off the home islands, they would have been within range. So they would have been bombing the shit out of our fleet. Yeah. And we didn't. And our forces, if you read Operation Olympus, they thought total air superiority. They don't have any aviation anymore, but they did.
Yeah. Now, what about?
They didn't have any fighters. I mean,
no, fighters
the Zeros were destroyed with the kamikazes.
But those bombers, I'm sure the bombers would be kamikazes too. So,
true.
But they had a lot of them because they were done bombing China. So
now I got a question: do the Soviets play any part in this?
No, because they wouldn't have.
They wouldn't have. Okay.
No, we didn't deal with any of that. They would have let us, they probably would have come in right before we took Tokyo.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they would have invaded like Hokkaido or something in the north, probably.
Yeah,
right?
because I mean, they'd gotten their ass kicked once before by the Japanese in that century. They weren't anxious to have it happen again.
That's right. That's right. 1906. That's right.
Yep. Port Arthur.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check it out. The Russo-Japanese War, man. Holy shit. And those Russians came from so far. Remember, where's this fleet like really far away? Like they were like, I don't know where the hell were they in the Indian Ocean or were they? And then he had his grand fleet, the Tsar's grand fleet, steam all the way up into Kiev. Where was it again?
Port Arthur, and then the Japanese just destroyed the fleet.
Yeah, you think about it. I mean, the Japanese, it's a small island. It's a feudal state. And they had never been conquered until 1945.
Right. But there's a statue, like a monument from the Russo-Japanese War of, let's say, 10 Japanese soldiers, right, carrying a torpedo-like bomb, and they're rushing the Russian defenses, like the gates to their forts, and they would literally run holding this bomb and detonate this land torpedo and blow themselves all up. Insane. It's like that's, you don't want to fuck those people.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, the Russians were used to everybody being afraid of them, and then they run into the Japanese who are worse. I mean, we're looking at it now, Russian-Ukraine war. Hey, when they go to war in that part of the world, all bets are off. There's no rules.
Yeah.
I mean, they were in that region. They were collecting heads in the 20th century. So, they get nuts.
Yeah. Well, you wonder, here's the thing: is that he's now, maybe it's the whole thing for his economy and all this, but how many men have the Russians lost in the past 4 years?
It has to be
a million.
Right? I've heard a million, but it definitely has to be into the hundreds of thousands.
Right? Like and we lost a total of 405,000 men in World War II, and women too. Let's not degrade that, but holy shit! Like they have no regard.
No,
I mean it's not like Enemy at the Gates where one man gets the rifle, the other gets the clip. It's not like that. But they really just throw their men into the meat grinder, and
they spend people. And when you have a tyranny, you know what happens in a tyranny. We're seeing it now in Iran. You don't bring in the people from your capital. You don't send your college students and your urban. You go out in the sticks and get the ethnicities you really don't give a shit about. Right. And you set them loose.
No, now they're throwing North Koreans in it, right? I think they kind of stopped that because the North Koreans none of them are coming back. So I think I don't even know if they're still doing it because I think they got pretty fucked up.
Yeah, well, they don't have a lot of North Koreans to spare. So
yeah. Well, you also see the Ukrainians grabbing dudes on the street.
Oh yeah,
vans and their girlfriends and screaming at them. Yeah, nope.
Yep, not a good tourist destination if you're of military age.
Yeah.
I think I'll do spring break in Ukraine. And we never saw him again.
Yeah.
He sent pictures of himself in uniform.
The ladies on The View are yelling about how, they're instituting the draft. People have to sign up for the draft here in America. Yeah. Okay.
Your mind? What?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's listen to those women. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. Yeah. The military geniuses that they are, and the geopolitical geniuses that they are.
Yeah. Let them try and pull their seat up.
Yeah. My God. Yeah. The seats are probably made of titanium to keep them up. God.
Yeah. What a bunch of knuckleheads.
My Lord. Hey, Chuck, do you have an M1 Garand?
No, I wish I did. I have a Lee Enfield.
Yeah.
I've got a Mauser. I've got a Tokarev rifle, Soviet rifle.
Oh, nice. Really?
It's really cool.
It's got the heat shield on top of it?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I love it. I was going to sell it because I bought it for $175 with a case of ammo. And I took it out to the range to shoot it with my youngest. And I said, yeah, let's go shoot it. And then I think I'm going to sell it. And then we're at the range, man. He kept talking about that rifle. And I said, okay, you fell in love with it. I can't sell it now.
Well, thank God. Thank God you got a son that's into that stuff. Like my boys into my stuff too. But like Aaron, remember, we did a show on the Professionals about, is it time for the bros to say goodbye? You know what I mean? Like we all have so much
goodbye to stuff.
Yeah, stuff, right? Remember, Chuck, we were talking about this. We have so much stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of time like we're at that age. So I'm a few years younger than you guys, but like, you know, knock on wood, said a lot of my friends' parents are passing away, right? And we have an old Victorian house. So we have and all of our friends want to give us stuff from their parents. And we're very honored by it because we have a nice parlor with, you know, little thing. I don't want anything anymore. Like I don't want any more books. I don't want any more. You know, and Aaron, so we talked about it, Graham. Remember, like, well, we want to keep our stuff. I don't want to get rid of my toys. I don't want to get rid of my books, you know. Right. And then Aaron's like, well, I'm not getting rid of anything. So let me jump back for a second. So my buddy Tony he's 61, Graham. So he's your age, right? Say. And
I'm 64.
Oh, he's 64. All right. So he's 61. Whatever. He's got, though, his brother was probably 8 years older than him, but he's got so much shit. Like so they're moving down to Florida. They're in Massachusetts. He just retired. He's an engineer. He's done. And he's got the greatest collection of shit. Like he kept all his toys. Like my mother threw all my shit away. My brothers destroyed my stuff. He was the youngest, and he was like a surprise baby. Like his dad was a World War II Truman. He was a tail gunner in North Africa and then on B-29s, right? So he's got a lot of cool stuff. So he just sold his Hot Wheels. Remember the case that came with the wheel?
Yeah.
And he had a complete set of that. The guy gave him $2,500 for it.
Wow.
His cars are in there. The cars are still there, and he played with them. And the guy's like, "I'll give you $2,500 right now, Ken." He's like, "Sold." So I'm at that age too. I just want to get rid of shit, you know. Aaron says, "I'm not getting rid of anything." He goes, "Because I am going to have the greatest estate sale of all time." And Graham goes, "Bro, your kids ain't going to give a shit." They're like, "How much is this First Submariner, you know, CGC comic?" And his son will be like, "I don't know, $5." He's like, "Great." You know, they'll just
what's the Submariner?
Yeah, what's a Submariner? I don't know. It's in plastic. You know what? Take this one too. It's like the first Venom or whatever. I don't know. 181. Yeah, take that too. I don't know. $10. Yeah, they don't care. Like his sons don't care. Like if your boys are into your rifles and stuff, that's awesome.
Oh yeah. They're gonna have to fight with my wife if I go first because they're gonna want to keep everything. So
yeah. My daughter Sarah and her husband are into comics. So they would love to get their hands on my collection, I think.
You know, the problem is you get rid of stuff, and I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, but then you see like cool stuff.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
That's the problem. I mean, I'm friends with that guy that runs Epicenter Comics, and you know, I was asking him about getting Western comics from Italy. He goes, "Oh, what do you want? I can get you all you want." I'm like, okay, here's a list, and then they show up. I mean, I got through a guy I did an interview with, I got in touch with John Severin's daughter, and I was able to buy my very first story that I ever got paid for from Marvel. I just got it last week.
With the original art?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 8-page Western. It's the first thing that Larry Hama bought off me on Savage Tales. And I've always wanted one of those stories. I wrote 4 stories that he drew. And she real nice lady, and you know, I offered her a price that was fair, and she said great, you know, and I got the pages.
Is she up on Long Island?
No, she's out in Colorado.
Because I know Marie lived on Long Island.
Right. Well, she worked in the offices.
Yeah.
Yeah, John, you know, once he could live in Colorado, he went to Colorado.
Okay.
So
they had a big party, Marie Severin, and there was a famous cartoonist in the 90s. I went to one of them, and it was almost like the National Cartoonist Society type, those guys. And it was on North Shore, and he had this amazing house, you know what I mean? And like off the Long Island Sound.
Yeah.
Like the way you think things were supposed to be. Like, I think we all got duped into thinking we could make a career, and somehow we have, right?
Yeah.
We got into, like, we love comics. We want to make a comic book, and like that was a time, and thanks to you guys too, what you guys did. But man, did we get duped, right? Holy shit, you're gonna make all this money.
Yeah.
Was the house? Was that Mel Lazarus's house?
It might be. I have to talk to John Tartaglioni's daughter.
Was the guy a cartoonist?
He was a cartoonist, and his wife had a party every year.
Bill and Bunny host.
Bunny, yes.
Host, yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yep.
And I went, and they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I did this," and they were so shocked because this is probably 97, so she's flying high, right? And they're like, how much you making? I'm like, well, we're right now we're out selling Batman right now or whatever we would sell. And that, I'm not saying Batman, you're Batman, but we're doing pretty good. And they were shocked that an independent comic guy, and I was like 97. What am I, 29? You know what I mean? So I was like a young guy, like doing this, and they were really cool. But the Lockhorns, yes, Marcus, 100% is the Lockhorns. That's
that's Bill and Bunny host. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. And they
so they were out on Long Island in a really nice house.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
I mean, and he kind of comes along after the really big money. I mean, Alex Raymond buying Italian import race cars.
Right.
Well, the host they made money too, writing gags for the Slick magazines as well.
Well, they did all those spot cartoons. I mean, they had regular accounts.
Oh yeah, they had a huge client list that was more than just the syndication.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. But even so, it was still after the big money that these guys like Alex Raymond and Kniffel.
The big money was Charles Schultz.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing that we get in. So we love this stuff. We love this craft. We love this industry. And as I was saying, Graham, we're like duped because you have Sparky Schultz, right, building an empire, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have, like I said, the Lockhorns, you have the cartoonists, all these Alex Raymond, right? That stuff. And then you're like, well, it's not like Alex Raymond money. You know what I mean? But then comics come, you guys, shake the world, right? Well, what happened? I mean, I don't know what it's like when you guys get home. You get a check from Nightfall or something, like, oh, here you go, honey. Right? Like wow. And then I get in, I do my own book, like holy shit. And now here we are, like, well, damn.
Yeah, well, a lot of years the bulk of my income is Bane.
Yeah.
So,
that movie made $1.4 or $5 million, right? $1 billion, right?
Yeah, well, we didn't get a lot of money. We didn't get enough from that, but we continue, in the aggregate over time, we've done pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Certainly better than if we had done it at Marvel.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You look at what
we would have gotten a kiss on the cheek and shown to the door. So
Jim Starlin had to go public, to get any kind of money.
He called me before they started talking about Thanos. He never talked to the guy in my life. I didn't know he even knew I existed.
Oh,
he knew about Bane, and he says, how's DC treat you? I said, well, they treat me okay. I can't complain. And I said, but Marvel's not going to do this for you. They're going to screw you. And he goes, well, what do you think I should do? And I said, if they ask you for a figure, don't go for anything less than 600,000. I said, if you were a DC, I'd say $1 million. I said, but he didn't get anywhere near that. No. And they built that whole phase 1 off of his character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, remember Ed Brubaker said he made more money as being an extra or a featured extra. He had no lines, and he might have been in that same scene as Starlin. Remember, I think it's the American Legion, meeting or whatever, the VFW meeting. Yeah. I think they're in that scene, just sitting there, not saying anything.
Yeah.
And remember, Brubaker said, I made more money as a fucking featured extra in this movie than I made from creating this character, because technically he didn't create Bucky Barnes. I guess legally, right? When they do their creative.
Yeah, but the thing is, even if he did create Bucky Barnes, at Marvel, you don't get royalties, it's incentives.
Right.
Which by law, they don't have to give to you.
Right.
It's totally up to them what they give you.
Yep.
Now at DC, it's on paper. It's a certain percentage. They're very transparent. They show us what they made. They show us what our part of it is,
right?
Which Marvel does not do. And then recently they've started these discretionary payments. I mean, I got money for the Penguin movie because they acknowledged that the new approach to the Penguin was basically what I came up with. And I don't know if Graham got anything. He should have.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
the whole I still have the notes.
Yeah, the iceberg
that I sent after our meeting. You know, because I came up with the idea of him being a crime boss in the like
Sidney Greenstreet,
Casper Gutman and Farrar from Casablanca.
So they acknowledge that Graham and I developed him in that way. You know, and they've been the Penguin going forward is our version of the Penguin.
Yeah.
So they didn't have to do that.
Yeah. The cover of Tech 683 is the Penguin now in the white dinner jacket with the hot chicks hanging on him, you know, because he's a power broker.
Yeah, he's not out there,
robbing
banks,
and
Hey Graham, you got a text, you got a comment from Birdman, BRR 3581. He wants to know, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this isn't just the final day; it is the final hours. It's actually the final 32 minutes. The campaign closes at midnight.
This flew by. Thank you, Billy. You made it fly by, Billy.
Yeah,
you light up the room.
Yeah,
light up my life.
There's that's my favorite song stock of all time. My God. Oh my God.
There's no second campaign, guys. This is it. It closes because the files are at the printer. We'll get our final numbers tomorrow for everybody that's backed it tonight. And those will get to the printer and then we're on their schedule. So this will be turning around fast. And, you'll be getting your books as soon as they're printed. So,
and as Graham informed me, we're not double dipping. This isn't going to show up on some other crowdfunding venue.
Right. It's not going up on Indiegogo. It's not going up on Kickstarter.
Right.
This is it. It's this is a unique one for Fund My Comic.
That's the bullshit. Birdman.
I have 190 boys. Hold on, Billy. Wait about 5 minutes for me to get the pay through. All right, we're waiting. Timer is going. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Birdman, for
get it, Birdman.
Project.
Appreciate your support.
We literally can't do it without you.
Nope.
No. And that's the beauty of this whole thing now. With crowdfunding is you guys can support ideas that you like.
Yeah.
We come to you, we say, hey, there's a book that I want to get done. It's about this, and this. And if you like it, it gets done. You come out and support it, it gets done, it gets made. And when you're holding it in your hand at the end of the day, you can say, I helped make this. Nobody's helping that next Batman issue that you have.
No.
That's a done deal. But they're coming out with them anyway, whether you like it or not. But our stuff is very unique. It's very it can be idiosyncratic. It could be something more mainstream. But if you like it and you support it, it'll get made.
Yeah, and you know what you're going to get from us. We don't phone it in. No.
So Fund My Comics says 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So I can't stay up to that long.
3 p.m. Pacific time is midnight our time.
Yeah, but Graham, no, 3 a.m. Pacific time is
6 in the morning.
6 a.m. our time. I think you should send Shane a text and go on freaking Ballers, bro. Come on, Graham, you can do it.
No.
You don't want to stay up till 6 o'clock in the morning?
No, I do not.
So I texted you again, dude, about the you were talking about the tricycle.
Oh. Yeah.
Is rust, is vinegar. Any kind of apple vinegar, you buy it from the thing, and your aluminum let's not do that. Aluminum foil, right? Yeah. You get aluminum foil and you soak that sucker, or you just pour it on it because you can't really soak it.
You can't soak aluminum.
You have that 400 steel wool.
Yeah.
Shit. man, I use it on my motorcycle. That thing, bam, that'll make that chrome look spectacular.
Really?
Yep. Aluminum foil and vinegar on rust kills it.
The things you learn.
But only on chrome.
Well, yeah, or stainless, like high, you know.
But I mean, if it's a painted metal, you can't use it.
Oh, no, not paint. No.
Yeah.
I mean, you might. I'm sure you'll take the chrome off, but you take the paint off too. So whenever you want to repaint stuff, but it'll definitely take the paint off. It'll take the rust off the paint. I mean, it'll take the rust off of painted surfaces, but I'm sure it'll take the paint off too.
Right.
Yeah.
That 4.0 steel wool is really good for cleaning stuff. It's and it really shines stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just grab a piece of aluminum foil and some vinegar, the tricycle will be nice.
Cool.
Send me a picture of it when you do it.
Yeah, I will.
You're getting rain tomorrow, right? You getting rain?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, because we're supposed to go to Pennsylvania.
What's this guy talking about? Hey, Graham, did you ever figure out the communist East German flag and that you are taking money from a group literally funded by Russia and Chinese communist government?
Where's this money? Hey, you're getting money I'm not getting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
are you getting Chi-Com and Russ and Soviet
Stop speaking
money
in code. What is it you're trying to say?
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't either.
Man, where's my rubles?
Yeah. Then he comes back with, guess you didn't figure it out. Interesting. At least it's well documented.
Oh,
what are you talking about? What are we talking about? Somebody's drinking.
I mean, he seems interesting. Get him in here.
Somebody's been watching Tucker Carlson. So.
Oh my God, that guy! Holy shit!
That guy lost his shit.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't lose it. He got Qatari money.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Yeah.
So my son Matthew, being up there in Erie, like all these college kids are becoming like super conservatives, like super conservatives. He's at Penn State, but he's up at the Erie campus, and he sends me shit, and you're like, oh, dude, like take a step back. I'm like, and his coach is the coach of the. He doesn't have a job. He teaches like bowling. That's his other job. But I'm like, where are you getting this from? He's like, well, coach sent it to us, and I'm like, all right, it's good that you're this way and not the other way. Thank God. But like, he's real like, Dad, did you see this? I'm like, take a step back, Matthew. We'll talk about it when you get home next month. Do your finals.
Hey, he's right. It is set for Pacific time. I set it for 12 midnight Eastern time, but that's the problem with this website is it defaults to Pacific time. So, I'm looking at it right now. It says 3 hours to go.
Huh. Well, we can wake up tomorrow morning.
Midnight, so it's midnight Pacific time.
Yeah.
So you're not going to make it stay that late, are you?
No. We're going to midnight our time.
Yeah. Because if you're going to stay, your first question is going to be, "Where's Chuck?"
No, it was a late night last night, and this is a late night for us.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
hey, where was Cecil going?
Virginia.
Like for vacation?
No, he's got family there.
Oh,
he was visiting family.
Because I was texting him about Free Comic Book Day, and then I saw the show. So I don't know if he's going to be back by next weekend because we did it. Was it 2 years ago? We did a Free Comic Book Day, and he just came and hung out, right? Just like showed up, and then we went to a bar afterwards because I signed till like 2:00. Holy shit! And John's Long Box paid for our fucking dinner. I mean, our lunch. And we were there for like hours, man. We were like wings and all this stuff. And he's awesome. Cecil is freaking awesome. Like, what a fun guy. Having a good time with him and stuff like that. And then we're like, let's go shooting. Let's do this. And as life is,
Yeah.
But so I'm wondering if he's for selfish reasons. I wonder if he's going to be back next weekend. I'm like, hey man, want to have lunch? He's a good guy. He's a really good guy, Cecil.
Yeah, he is. He is smart guy too.
Yep. And that was a terrific show last night. I loved it.
Yeah.
It made the hours go by, man. You guys all have your rapport and just talking stuff. And
that's what makes it great is when you've got a rapport and it just the hours just go by. You don't realize that. Oh my gosh, we've been doing this for 4 hours or whatever. And you're like, shit, it just went by.
Damn, that's a long time to talk.
It is
4 hours, bro.
Yeah, and we do it regularly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's harder than others.
Yeah. That's why I like the Graham Nolan Cigar and Whiskey Fest, so we can hang out for 2 hours or so after dinner. We have a nice dinner. We come downstairs and smoke our stogies and laugh. And we're at South Carolina Con, Chuck. And Marcus was there. And we had a great night that was. The weather was perfect. It was like 75 degrees. It was beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah.
Wow. Oh. Nice.
Yeah, that area, that Greenville is just beautiful.
Yeah, I think Debbie only hit me like 3 times that night. Snoring.
Well, she missed a couple times, so the 3 that connected is all you can count.
She punches me, man. She just punches. She's like, "I'm going to bed." I'm like, "Okay, see you later." And then that fucking guy stole my cigar case.
Oh yeah, yeah. Keno's been to 2 of our things. He was in Tampa. And he was in Jersey.
All right, nice.
Yeah. You've met him.
I gotta see because I don't know which one, what his moniker is, but no Jersey this year, huh? We're not doing
Jersey this year.
Nope, next year. But I think if we can work out that Coliseum of Comics deal that we're talking about, I'm no spoilers. But that could be huge, man.
I do that. I do that for sure.
See, Chuck Dixon would do that, Graham Nolan.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, because I think Phil had asked about that. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm sure Chuck would come over.
No, absolutely. He's good people.
Yeah, Phil's a good guy.
Whenever I have like interviews, he always lets me do them at his store.
Oh, great back.
I'm certainly not going to let those scumbags come to my house.
Yeah, right. You won't allow us into your house and to see what you have going on there.
No. I'll visit. You visit me at the store.
No, I mean like now.
I thought Chuck lived at a store, to be honest.
Oh,
yeah, we got to do it. So Graham, hopefully you'll make it to Heroes 2.
Hopefully.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, with 15
got another backer
from $30,000, guys. Please.
Right.
Please back this. Please.
Got 3 hours to go. Tree.
You got Billy begging here.
Yeah. Chuck, what's the German 3? Is that the German 3? This?
Yeah.
Remember in what's about Inglourious Bastards? What a brilliant scene, right?
He gets the gesture wrong. Yeah.
Brilliant.
He goes like this instead of like that.
And that's the German, right? That's
the European. Yeah.
How brilliant is you?
That. That's the other 3.
For German?
Yeah, I think they do that in Europe too.
I don't know. But those are the things, you learn something like that and you just sort of squirrel it back into your head. I'm going to use that someday.
Right. Yeah. It's those little nuances, that you pick up and you're like, ooh, yeah, I can. That's actually ripped off because that was in a World War II film. That scene.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah, where somebody gets outed because of it wasn't the number, it was how he handled his cutlery.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he probably did like that thing, right?
Yeah.
How the Europeans do, right?
Yeah, it's in America, you cut and you put the knife down and you transfer the fork over is the proper way. Where in Europe, they've got the knife here, you cut and boom.
Right.
Cut and boom. So when the guy did that and transferred the thing over. So
I say.
Yes.
So I got to ask you guys about Inglourious Bastards. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about that.
Been a long time since I've seen that.
No. What was something?
Thank you, Birdman.
Thank you, Birdman, for supporting it. Did you not like Inglourious Bastards with The ending was that? No. I'm sorry. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Graham.
Yeah.
Did you not like the ending? Were you?
I love the ending.
Were you let down, or you remember you saying you were on the plane?
Yeah.
And you thought something big was going to happen after what already big happened.
No, I thought something bad was going to happen.
Oh, and then you were like relieved.
I was relieved.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I thought, because I know how the story ends,
yeah.
But he didn't go into reality, so I was like, oh, that's okay. That's cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, me too. I felt the same way because you're just exhausted, right? That you get drained from that movie. And Chuck, I don't know if you were on that stream. I was talking about that. We saw it the night it opened here on Long Island. Wow. So, because it was my birthday. So I'm like, I want to see this movie. Because I'm thinking Bruce Lee and Steve McQueen are going to be kicking the shit out of all these hippies. That's what I thought. You don't know what he's going to do, right? And I love that movie. And so we saw it, though, the night it opened on Long Island. So we're very red. Long Island's very red. And I never thought I would live to see the day where people were standing up and cheering and laughing of hippies getting killed. I'm like, I'm home. This is so fucking great. When he smashed that chick's face in the phone and all that stuff like that. And the people behind us, these kids, there were a lot of like high school kids or college kids, and they're like, yeah, fuck them hippies and stuff like that. I'm like,
yeah, I watched it with my boys, and I'm laughing when they're taking out Squeaky Fromm. And then I had to explain it all when the movie was over. I said, well, this one was this one. That was Susan Atkins. That was Tex Watson. And this is what happened that night, And
I remember you little white face. Yeah, because, like I said, she's the one that stabbed, what's her name?
Sharon Tate.
Sharon Tate, which like, please, save my baby. I don't want to, and she fucking killed her. And her, stabbed her.
Which one did, the Asian woman or...
No, there's no Asians. No, there were no Asians.
Yeah, that one girl was Asian.
Well, she's half Asian, but she's playing a character that's not Asian at all.
Oh,
yeah.
But that's the girl who stabbed?
No, the redhead, right?
Squeaky Fromm is the one that stabbed Sharon Tate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, what was she doing out of prison where she could shoot at Ford?
Well, they had a hard time wrapping that case up. If you ever read Helter Skelter, I mean, that investigation was a mess. They weren't getting much cooperation from local cops. I mean, that Buntline special that featured in the murders, it was in a police evidence room for like a year. They had sent out APBs, be on the lookout for a fucking Buntline special. I mean, how many of these are you going to run across?
Right.
And some sheriff's deputy out in one of the counties, he found it discarded by the side of the road, and they just put it in their evidence room, and it sat there for the longest time. So, and they needed that weapon to tie that, for ballistics to tie them to the crime.
Oh.
So, but it was a mess, man. That the trial was insane. So.
And it's Los Angeles, 1968. I mean, Look at the volatility, and it's just gone. And think about how it's worse. It's how many times worse today than it was.
Right.
Later, 60 years later, almost.
Oh, well, yeah, Manson would be on the podcast now.
Oh, he'd be a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he wanted to be. He tried out for the Monkees.
Well, he tried out for, he made a demo with the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
was like, he was a rock star of serial killers because he was making money in prison selling signed Polaroids.
Oh, jeez.
He had people that were selling them on the outside for him.
Wow.
And I saw an interview with, of all people, I saw an interview with David Berkowitz talking about that.
No shit.
And how shameful it was that Charles Manson was doing that.
Wow.
He says he's profiting from his crime.
David Berkowitz is offended by.
Yeah.
He said, don't compare me to them. He says, I know what I did. I know it was wrong. I'm being properly medicated now. He says, I should never be let out. He says, I'm paying for my crimes. He says, but you should not profit from doing something as horrible as he did, or he says, or as horrible as I did.
Yeah.
So David Berkowitz is a communist. Great.
Yeah.
Just think, Graham Nolan, you could have wrote Charlie Manson a letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And got like a Monkeys, a Beach Boys album signed by him, sent back to you. And you could have dumpster dived in the Mark's Toys and the Aurora toy models, dumpsters and had all these cool stuff.
Too bad eBay didn't exist when Manson was in there.
Yeah.
He'd have his own special cell with a gold porcelain, gold-plated porcelain toilet.
Just imagine from one DC royalty check in 1996 or 7, you could have bought 500 shares of Apple and you'd be worth $50 million today.
Yeah.
Way to go, Graham Nolan. Why, you really?
Wow.
How dare you?
Seriously. Yeah, well, I'm glad I got a wife who's interested in real estate. So I earned money in comics, but I made money from real estate.
Hell yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. A couple more backers.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Look at that. Closing
Well,
in.
the number goes up. I see a higher number when I refresh.
Higher than this?
Yeah.
Refresh it again.
Hit it again.
Maybe I missed one. 28,836.
Yeah, I swear I got a bigger number.
Oh wait.
I'm
hold on.
I'm way up. I'm way up from you.
Yeah. Here we go.
Hell yeah! Oh my God, guys,
There it is.
we're like $1,100 away from $30,000.
Wow.
Oh,
And this campaign's closing tonight, right, Graham Nolan?
It is closing tonight. It is what do we got? 3 hours.
Last chance.
Yeah, last chance. 3 hours, and it's off to press. It's off to press right now, and they're just waiting on the final numbers.
Whatever we print will be the only copies. El Finito, no more.
That's right.
So,
Is this a
Your last
hardcover
chance
book?
to get it.
yes, it is.
Oh, it's a beautiful hardcover book. It's going to have. I'm up. We didn't hit the $30,000 stretch goal is spot UV being added, but I'm already adding it, whether we hit the 30 or not, because I want this book to look great. And all of my books have spot UV on them, and this is going to be no different. So it'll have that really velvety feel because it's there's a matte finish on the cover. Just like this one, and then you have the spot UV, so you got that nice shininess. So it's a really quality product with a quality story and art as well. So you can't ask for more than that, my friends.
Yeah, because the first book is a hell of a handsome volume. It really is nice.
Yeah, it has. We put end sheets in here like this, so when you first open it up, you've got this attached to the inside cover. So, it makes it a nice, a nice addition, to any library,
Yeah. I got to tell you, that splash page, I think it's a splash page unless it's a panel that Butch illustrated of that one.
Yeah.
Look at the varying angles of those B-17s.
Yes.
Right? Masterful. Like, you could just feel it and you can hear it. You know what I mean? You can hear those Pratt and Whitneys, you know what I mean? Just
yeah,
man.
Yeah, that's not the 3D assets that he manipulated or anything. Each one of those planes is hand drawn,
right?
And he's got all the angles. He's got the nuances of how there's different pitch and yaw on each one, and then you've got the wonderful sense of depth. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that in black and white, actually.
What I love about this, when I first saw those pages that you sent me, a while ago, is the grand scale of this. And then you go down to the next page, and now you're zeroing in on the very small aspects, like the soldiers, right? The dog faces, right? These poor guys, right? The intimacy. From going from the bombastic thing of these, these bombers roaring in, and then you go to before that you go to the quiet thing, right? So you have the quiet, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose on a really personal and up close and in front level.
Right.
Yeah.
Brilliant, boys.
And then you got George S. Patton firing a 50 cal from a tank.
Hell yeah! Look at
that.
You can hear it.
Yeah. And then in a couple of pages, he gets down to his 1911 when he runs out of ammo.
Yeah.
And old Georgie, Uncle Georgie, would totally get on that top of that tank and start firing them 50s.
Actually, I'm wrong. He's firing a Colt. It's not a Colt.
No, I mean,
his pearl handle. It's a 45.
Ivory handle.
Ivory.
Only a pimp from a Louisiana whorehouse would have a pearl handle revolver.
So I'm looking at this. So if you scroll down, if you go up a little bit, the storytelling, Chuck, you have this. Keep going up. Right there. So is that an Avenger or is that a dive bomber? That's a dive bomber, right?
It's an Avenger.
It's an Avenger. Okay.
Yeah.
You ever look at the Dauntless, right? That great dive bomber. And so I built via Grok a Dauntless with an R2800 engine. So the R2800 engine is the engine on the Corsair. And also on the Avenger. I think the Avenger has the R2800 too. And the big tail beast, the big Curtis Helldiver. Yeah. Because that was such an agile, small plane. And I'll send it to you guys. That's the things I do at night. And you have to build the wings a little bit and structure, but that totally could have worked, that freaking plane.
Well, somebody asked last night if Butch used models, and I'm remembering now. I bought a 1/18th scale Avenger. The 21st Century had one.
Yeah, oh my God.
And I took pictures of it for Butch from the different angles that he needed.
Those things are worth like $400 now. Because I have oh my God, yeah. So if you look here, I've got if I can do it. There's my P38 up there. I got a P4. The one thing I can't find is the Avenger, and also the Flying Tigers P47. I'm not P40.
I've got the Stuka.
Is worth a lot of money.
I got the Stuka Tank Killer in winter camouflage, and if I can ever get it back from Sergio Cariello, because I lent it to him for reference.
He's got the 37mm guns on it and stuff like that. Yeah. So here's my Battle of Britain wing. So there's a Spitfire.
Wow.
Another Spitfire. If I go, there's my Stuka. Look.
Oh man.
And my BF-109G.
Do you ever dust those, Billy?
I will dust it when I clean my studio after this book is done.
That's a no, folks.
I have to wait till my wife leaves the house so I can bring in the leaf blower. I go Bill Murray and Caddyshack style.
You better get that damn plane back from Sergio.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
No, the air thing, the dust off. This is good. This is what I use for my toys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got some of that here.
Yeah, I got a battery powered one. I use handheld.
This one you can get into with the little nozzle. You can get into like your computer keyboards and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Cool.
All right, we got 5 more minutes, guys, before we go to bed. I don't know about Billy if he's going to go to bed, but I think Chuck and I are.
I gotta tell you, I might go to 7-Eleven and grab a bag of chips. I gotta be honest with you.
You don't have chips downstairs?
No.
That's because your wife doesn't want you eating them.
Nope. Hey, bulking season's over, but I have one more weekend left, so.
There's always one more week.
One more week. No, we start, April. The end of April is when we started. Are you guys doing anything for Free Comic Book Day?
When is it?
I guess not. Next
first
weekend.
Sunday in May.
Yeah, next weekend.
I know that one.
Saturday, next weekend.
Or first Saturday in May.
Yeah.
No,
I'm going fishing. Graham's going fishing.
I'm going to a wedding.
It's either that or the Kentucky Derby, right? So.
Yep, it is. It's that and then the Kentucky Derby. So that's exactly what we do.
Is the Derby on Sunday?
No, Saturday.
Saturday. It's the same day. First Saturday.
It's on the same day. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, have to get some Woodford, the official bourbon of the Kentucky Derby.
Well.
Yeah, we can get some good scotch and fuck that Woodford and get a good scotch.
Yeah, but then you can't watch the Derby because that's not the official drink of the Kentucky Derby.
Well, you're right. I apologize. You're right.
Yeah, unless you want to run in the peat bogs of Scotland or something. Well, then
Highlands.
Peat
bogs. And as you're farming, you pull up like a leg of a caveman that's been frozen in there.
Really?
So you pull out a foot. You know what I mean? Like, well, that's what's a good Seamus. That's where Seamus went. Dixon's a borderer, so he's not a Highlander unless you have a Highlander on the other side. Yeah.
We never got up to those Highlands.
Nope.
Before they arrested us, took us all to Ulster.
Yep. Or hung us, or stuck us in the mines in the Midlands, like my family.
Yeah. Well, we showed up in the Carolinas to clear the swamps.
Yeah. Well, and you won the Revolutionary War, brother. So don't forget that.
Hey! The Scots-Irish won every war we won.
That's right. Right.
Even when they fought each other.
Yeah. Well, we had a few Germans in World War II, like Eisenhower and stuff like that. We had a few.
Yeah. But when you want an American fighting force, there's two people you turn to in the United States: the Scots-Irish and the American Indian.
Hell yeah! You hear that?
If the average American enlisted at the rate the American Indians do, they would have never needed a draft.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why
they didn't turn out to be such great fighters, though.
Well, they
didn't have bad leadership. There's always a chief, man. They're great.
Yeah. I'll tell you.
I'm talking about when the U.S. cavalry wiped them out.
Yeah, well, they wiped out the U.S. cavalry a couple of times too.
Yeah,
but
a couple of times.
Old Georgie Custer, that one.
But if they had a Shaka Zulu type figure, we'd be living in a different country now.
Yeah. Isn't that the famous last words? Is that when Custer, when he charged, he said, "Take no prisoners." But they said the last real words of Custer is, "Where the fuck did all these Indians come from?"
Dean Martin used to do a joke. Custer's last words were, "Well, they were okay at the party last night."
Oh, that's a good one.
He was great, Dean, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
Do you ever get those two CDs? He has two CDs live in Vegas. Man, they are hysterical.
Well, 29,000.
Hey! Oh, my God. Let's get there. Come on, guys.
All right. Beautiful.
I think we'll wake up in the morning to 30,000. I'm sure.
Yeah, we have to.
We'll get down on our knees and pray before we go to bed.
There's one more minute before we call it quits here, but you've got 3 hours to get on board before you have to call it quits. So
you folks out there on the West Coast, get to it.
That's right. Yeah, you guys are, let's see, what is it, 7 o'clock out there, something like that? Almost 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
So
I think it's 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay, dinner's over.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and get back and support your heroes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, we just hit the midnight mark. I think we're going to wind her up here. I want to thank everybody who has backed us tonight and who's backed us in general. This is awesome. Hoping we'll get to 30,000 when we wake up in the morning, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And Marcus, I saw earlier because I was watching it before I joined in. Marcus has been here the whole time.
Yeah, and Marcus was. I think he was on the show I was on this morning too.
That's awesome. Thanks, Marcus. Good man.
Yeah, good man, Marcus.
Yep, that was a lot of fun 2 weeks ago hanging out with all you guys.
Oh yeah,
great time.
Yeah, that was awesome. A great show. Great show.
Well, thanks for having me on. I know kind of
just pledge. I've been a fan of your Batman since the 90s, and watch the Bros and listen to Ask Chuck Dixon. The Butch Guy's Heart looks gorgeous. Couldn't turn it down. Much continued success. Thank you, Nowhere Man Child.
Thank you.
That's the stuff we love to hear. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Right.
So, all right, gang. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you. Probably on the Bros next week.
Yeah. Thanks for showing up, Billy.
Good night. Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I know I threw a wrench in the car in the machinery there, and I apologize.
What wrench?
Well, I threw a wrench into the. You guys had a smooth, nice thing going on. I came and just upset the whole.
We were sick of each other 5 minutes before.
Oh my God. We've been hanging out for 40 years. We're done.
We don't even listen to each other anymore.
Yeah, we just talk over each other.
Oh, sure. Who cares? All right.
Bunch of old queens.
Back this fucking book, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night,
boys.
everybody.
Good night,
I'll
boys.
see ya.
Good night,
And
boys.
Here's what the Duke has to say.
What time is it?
5:30, sir.